brave adventurers from the southwest of England
Who's missing?
playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Nollis is not with us this month due to various commitments.
Mum!
He's not? Hang on a minute. Penny, who's this?
This you might remember as Claro.
Right.
You'll remember him from
funny,
the
he
other
looks-
side.
I'm always dying all the time.
Yeah.
He looks
You know.
different.
So
That was good.
Do your jeepers.
the 5 have become 4, but we will see how they fare.
You've updated the TV as well. The names.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Reflection on this
It's
lad.
been a panicked hour.
He really has gone.
Welcome to episode 12 of
12.
The Star Engine.
That's not playing.
That's not doing anything.
That's a great picture, though.
Hang on. Let's try that again. Oh my god!
Horribly wrong.
I must say, that's probably my best side.
Oh my god, why has that
Let's
happened?
just go, Jack. Let's just
We'll
go.
have to just
Okay,
act it
right,
out.
we're going to have to sing it.
Oh no, we're not.
Zolan.
Explosions, fun, yay!
Pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade.
Come on. Pink lemonade. There we
Oh,
go.
sorry.
Nice.
I
Die
forgot.
rolling.
I forgot how
Keep
it went.
rolling.
Oh, I don't know why that happened. And cut back into the room.
And nobody even noticed.
Seamless. Seamless.
Wow.
If anyone spotted that, I'd be amazed.
Just
really-
praising your professionalism before that happened.
Superb. Ah, the joys of live TV.
Yeah. That was
The
good.
chair's less comfortable than my normal
That's,
chair.
I'm glad that happened.
No one in the chat noticed. It's fine.
Yeah, good, good.
It's absolutely
We have a new sound set up this week, so I hope it sounds right.
All those people who've complained about the sound.
They can hear that in a wonderful multicolour.
Yeah, costs £1 trillion, but we still can't get the intro video to play, so that's fantastic, isn't it?
There's always something.
Yeah. We are going to go over to Dragoony Doodles.
Dragoony Doodle.
We normally have this hosted
Doodles.
by Nollis, but today we will have it hosted by Malcolm.
Ooh.
Right then.
You saw
Okay.
him on the intro.
Yeah. Yeah, doing all manner of stuff and things. Right. So, the first one we have is by... I don't need to show it.
No, you don't need to show it
It's
because it's
already
on the
the
screen.
thing.
Yeah.
He's
See,
done.
I've not done this before.
No.
This is by A. Lindsay Neal. And this is... Authority?
No, this is you.
Claro.
Oh.
Well, it's the pointy
I
ears.
thought it was.
Yeah, I know, but he's half
Oh,
out.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
There's
looking
that
very
handsome
brooding
fella.
and worried.
That's my look.
Has it disappeared off
It's
the
my,
screen?
it's my jam.
Oh no, it's still there. Okay. Moving on. Next one, we have by the same artist, A. Lindsay Neal.
So handsome. So manly.
Oh, so handsome, so manly.
You look great.
I-
Brilliant.
It's definitely getting more towards actually looking like me, which is worrying.
You look a bit fed up with your friends in that picture.
Yeah. Oh dear Lord. Yes.
How
That's
accurate.
those two. They can go up on the
Oh yeah.
wall.
I'm on wall duty.
Next up, we're up with a regular contributor
Ah.
at _ chaotic awesome.
So
And
beautiful.
This is the first of the female versions of us.
Yeah.
And this is the female Malcolm without a hood. I think there should be a hood, but I think
Oh.
it's
Oh,
strange,
You're so picky.
strangely attractive.
Okay, swiftly moving on.
I got the knobbly staff absolutely dead right.
That's true. The stuff
The
does
staff
look
is dead
proper
on.
not.
But yes,
Cool. Next one.
strangely attractive. I ought to put it down. Okay, next one up
Ooh.
is another female version.
This is also chaotic awesome, right?
This is
Yeah.
another one from Chaotic Awesome. Yes, another female one.
This is female Clary.
This is female Claro, and again strangely attractive.
This is gonna end. She looks awesome. I love all of the different scrolls coming out of the back you pack.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
are
look
great.
right there.
She's managed to capture the look of sort of nervous anxiety going on.
Something's about to set on fire.
Yeah, something accidentally.
Yeah, your eye drawing's really good, actually.
Yeah, I love the little sparkles of light in the corners of the eyes. Really
Just
nice.
before someone dies.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And finally, we have a new one from Animancer, and this is our first cartoon strip.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Do you believe there was a cartoon strip way back when?
Did we have
It got
another
missed, I think. Yeah, Wolfbite made a cartoon strip a long time ago, but it never got picked up.
This one is. I urge everybody to go onto the Twitter feed and have a look at this, and so that you can read it properly and read the stuff, because it is absolutely brilliant. A guide to survival when you just want to have a snooze while your fellow adventurers are causing chaos.
You're going to read this, Malcolm?
Shall I read it out?
You should read it aloud.
I'm not sure cartoon strips are usually all that good.
They can see it on the screen.
Okay.
Right.
Do you want, I read it as like an advert, like you're selling this
Very
product.
well.
This is a product you're selling,
I shall
Malcolm.
read this out. Are you sick and tired of being stepped on by your compatriots? Of loud conversations in your vicinity whilst you try to sleep? Good news, friend Gnome. This handy guide will see to those days are behind you forever. This highly visible bedroll will ensure your safety on even the darkest of nights. Magical fibres woven into the fabric glow gently, making you visible to even the most oatfish of companions. Or oatfish. Sleep mask is sold separately. This comfy cocoon saves you from the feet of friend and foe, dangling you delicately aloft, far from danger. Or sometimes simplicity is the solution. Try out our sturdy hammock for that good old-fashioned rural appeal. Finally, did you know that handbags can double as a bed? Well, now you do. Try this handy trick next time you need some personal space away from the party.
Brilliant.
Wonderful guide to having a good night's sleep whilst surrounded by lunatics from Animancer.
When I find a bedroll, this hanging cocoon is happening. Yeah, that will be canon.
A
soon.
Dragoony cocoony.
Oh, brilliant.
I like that a lot.
And that has been this week's Dragoony Doodles.
Dragoony
Thank you very much, everybody. Keep them coming in.
If I go there,
One less clap at the table.
Will I
we
be?
usually have. So sad.
And Rich wasn't clapping then.
I know.
Yeah.
You suck, Rich. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you very
for taking
much.
us through that. Beautiful. I believe it's time for a collaboration.
I don't think it is, because I haven't heard the roaring clap and thunderous sound.
As the microphone explodes.
Collaboration. Okay, I haven't done any prep for this, so let's remember what happened last time round.
You reeling me in? I always forget these things.
Really?
Active beverages.
We began our previous session
With a swan dive.
with a swan
A
dive.
leap from the cliff.
We had managed to unsuccessfully capture a bearded man. What's his-
Tomty.
A naked bearded man.
Oh yeah.
A naked bearded man. He got out of our grasp,
Crazed.
and jumped off a 20-foot
Who
ledge,
doesn't love a naked bearded man?
and subsequently Malkin ran after him, stood at the edge of the 20-foot ledge, and Claro, using a magic unknown to him, ran with great speed and basically flung himself off that ledge, making a huge mistake and landing at the bottom. He managed to grapple Tomty and hold him in place. Malkin sailed down with just all of the monk prowess that we've come to expect.
I
And
jumped, didn't I?
you glided down.
You didn't fall.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm fairly sure the word plummet should be involved here
Sit
somewhere.
down. And then, oh yeah, you did. It took
Yeah.
a bit of a fall. We managed to grapple with Tomty and hold him still. Nollis went down on a rope that he had in his backpack, what's her name?
Mary Poppins.
Mary
Oh, it
Poppins,
was
Brother
wonderful,
Truckers.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Beautiful. Tomty was hoisted back up, but in the tussle of trying to get Tomty to the top, Tomty attacked Nollis, invoking an attack of opportunity from his deity, and then hitting Tomty with lightning, which was not as expected.
No. Thankfully managed to not kill Malcolm's best friend.
Yes,
Thankfully.
indeed. So after more fighting with Tomty, I believe, because there was the
I didn't
opportunities.
fight.
But okay. And
You were heading back to the camp
yes, yeah,
in order to get help at this point, I
was.
believe.
yeah. Well, you'd already brought back
Bet.
bets. So we've grappled in a fight with Tom T. He was very powerful,
He was a adept fighter, wasn't he? Very adept
tough bloke.
fighter.
and Nollis had gone down,
Standard.
having been hit and fallen from the rope. Zolan, you jumped down to help.
I made a leap of
Nollis.
faith, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Got a
with
bit of damage.
Maybe a little bit, I'm alright there.
quite a lot of
I'm
damage.
sturdy.
Very brave.
Terminal
for you.
velocity of a gnome isn't that high, so risk of injury was quite low.
The fight started to go wrong. I think there was a feeling that because Nollis rolled a 1, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So he was saved
No
by
good.
Thorinir's mighty bear.
Oh,
Yeah, which
Whoa.
gives a lovely +7 HP to everyone in the area that it affects,
He was revived temporarily.
which was very useful. And then he healed himself with healing magic.
Stuff up with the
No, he didn't use any of that. He actually just cast.
oh, did he? Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So that situation kind of sorted itself out because he managed to get knocked down by Malcolm himself at the top of the cliff, and we finally had this naked bearded man in our grasp.
We finally managed to get him restrained and dragged him back to the camp.
Yeah, so
Gilbert too.
Clara wrapped him up in a rope, and
Yes, we managed to knock Gilbert in for a change, which was quite nice.
before they left this clearing, the top, the 20-foot drop, there was a discussion had because a white creature was seen down in the dell
Ah, yes.
on a mound.
Should be pointed out that during the history of Malcolm's character, his friend, close friend Tomty, the one that we've restrained, were very categorically told that they shouldn't go down into this area. It's like a sacred place.
Yeah, rolling in the deep, if you will.
Whoa!
Adele. So, an investigation was made, and it appeared to be a dead creature, at least a wounded creature, down in the dell. So the 2 elves went down there to aid this creature while Tomty was taken back to camp. Down in the dell, a beautiful scene of strange post-death childbirth
I don't know how beautiful it would have been.
Yeah. I was thinking.
took place.
Quite
And
a definition of beauty you have going on there.
and a baby deer was saved.
Baby
Aw.
deer.
Um,
What's her name?
Gelilin.
Galilee.
Nice.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Well done.
It's written down in front of me.
right.
All right.
And I almost got it right first time. First time I said Genelin.
Oh, what an idiot.
I forgot my own mother's name.
Sounds like a cleaning product. New Genolin. Makes your laundry sparkly white.
Nice. I better get some.
Sorry.
My laundry, I do struggle to get it sparkly white.
Don't we all?
So, a papoose was made,
A papoose.
and this baby
Not to
deer.
be confused with a pooter.
Not so.
Papoose. I don't know what a papoose is. I don't know what a papoose is.
It's a
It's like a mate.
a sort of
Baby carrying
noughties
device.
rapper.
I mean, like the noughties in the time period.
Yeah. Not a naughty rapper.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah.
Anyway, this baby deer was taken also back to camp. Back at camp, Tomty was investigated by Hole
Okay, cool.
and by
I know papoose now.
by who's the
Hauser.
by Hauser, the big lad.
Yeah, Hauser basically made sure that he couldn't go anywhere by sitting on him.
Yep. The baby deer was passed on back to the group at the temple
Monastery.
monastery. That's what I was thinking. That's such
So I'm just here to correct.
Tomty attempted to, not Tomty, Holm attempted to look into the mind of the baby deer to see if there was any way we could figure out what's causing all the animals in the forest to go doolally.
And funnily enough, a newborn beast knew nothing. But it was a lovely description by yourself, Jack, because it didn't know any pain. It was completely happy, which was lovely.
It was left alone with Nollis for a while. Still knew no pain.
Yeah, usually stabbing. So that's where we leave our party.
Also, Hauser did a bit of breastfeeding.
Oh yeah, yeah, that
yes.
was lovely.
Yes.
Lovely. So that's where we leave our party. Ahead of them, they know that there is a water dragon down in the dell. They've been told by Tomty. They saw the dead father of this creature because there's only 2 deers down in the dell, so we know that there's a killing going on down there. We've been tasked by Holm to go down into the dell and to retrieve a creature that he could speak to see what the root of this problem is.
Let's pick a small one.
Yeah. Preferably not dragon size.
Something that 4 people can deal with.
Yeah. Zolan had fallen asleep in his wrap.
I was off.
Yeah, in one of the small shacks.
Burritoed up.
Claire had fallen asleep at the fire. I don't know where our other 2 characters have fallen asleep, but ultimately you join us after a long rest in a camp not far from the dell.
Not far from.
And that
the dell.
was your recap.
Well done.
Collaboration.
Thank you. Should we see if the intro plays now?
Go on,
Let's
okay.
give it-
Let's see.
I don't know if it will. We might just do the
It's
same
really
thing.
bugging you, isn't
You're
it?
seeing it now.
Hey, well, let's have a look. Let's try it.
Does the music play?
No?
Oh, nothing plays. Just
I can safely say that the intro
Beautiful.
is not playing.
I can't hold that pose forever, you know.
Okay. Thank you,
We'll have to
Clara.
make that an emote.
I want that.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Right.
Please
And
set
with
the
that-
scene, Mr. Dungeon Master.
Set the scene. Oh.
Start with peaceful music. Morning music.
You awake later in the day, so we're late afternoon. The sun feeling cooler than it had done earlier. Where did you settle yourselves last night?
I probably joined Claro near the fire. Yeah, that's where I'll be, in the clearing near the fire, enjoying being back.
Claire had spilled his tea. He was drinking his tea and fell asleep.
Yeah,
In the
All over
quietest
your shirt.
spot I could find. And I can imagine if somebody woke me in the night, I probably would have found a quieter spot.
Hanging from a tree.
Potentially, yeah.
Cocooned.
I will soon. Yeah, I will certainly soon.
Dear. Well, I was in that tree, keeping you awake.
Dropping acorns on
I
the
did.
table.
I did my 4-hour meditation and then spent the next 4 hours practicing my sitting down
Nice.
In the tree.
on the branch that you were dangling from.
Every few seconds.
What a,
Just go,
what a relationship we've all grown together.
The sleep was peaceful. It was nice.
Except for Zola.
None of you had a feeling of tension or needing to stay alert throughout the night for the first
I've
time.
had that feeling
No feeling of imminent doom at all.
for 10 days.
Okay.
First, for the first time in quite some time, it was a peaceful rest that you were all able to have. You look around you, and you can see none of the people that were there previously.
We're playing with new sound levels, so yeah.
Sound. So what's too loud? The
Music.
music is too loud.
Just
okay.
down the music. I think the new microphone is too powerful, or you will
Okay.
need to talk quieter.
I've turned the music down. We'll
Thank you very
see.
much.
We'll see how that affects things. This is all a work in progress, guys.
So I think you need to go down a little bit because you're probably louder than.
Mine just slide a 3 for
Oh,
me.
music is a bit
Oh.
loud. Awesome. How is that, guys? Is that better?
that
balanced?
better?
Yeah. Anna says yes.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Say again.
So you do not see any of the party that you saw previously. The other members of the group, and you slowly come into consciousness and see 3 other friends around you.
Friends.
I scowl at you.
I take that scowl and chuckle with it.
Fair enough. We're just staring daggers across the fire at you.
Where's Nollis?
I have 3 other friends. Oh no. And look at the fire and just like. Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess Clary stands up and has a look round in the shack to see if anyone else is about. Especially he's not seen the baby deer yet. So.
It's a baby.
So are you looking into Hauser's shack? Yeah. So into Hauser's shack, as you walk in there, you notice Nollis asleep on one of the beds there. He's totally covered up with some kind of hempen throw that's over the top of him. And Hauser is stood above him and he's working something in a pestle and mortar. Oh, morning!
Hi there.
You sleep well?
I slept fantastic. I had some of those leaves from the dozy tree. I was out. Hey, I can see why it's called that now.
You burnt your eyebrows there by the bonfire.
Oh, a little bit. To be honest, I couldn't tell.
Your friend, he's not doing too well, to be honest with you. He looks like he's had a couple of bumps on the head.
I have to be honest, he's almost died most of the time I've known him. So I'm not surprised that he needs a rest.
Well, you reckon he's out for a while, you know?
That seems like a strange thing to say, but fair enough.
Yeah. Doesn't look well.
Fourth wallet.
Yeah, there's a lot of gashes.
Do you have any more Maylock? I've used all mine up, saving this guy.
There's plenty more in the forest. I've probably got a little bit round here somewhere. Starts rooting through a couple of just little pots and jars he's got there. Yeah, we've got a little bit of Maylock. Let me have a look. It's the powder, you see. That's the secret of the Maylock.
Okay.
On the outside, the yellow powder. So, yeah, I can do you a little bit of that. You have a little bit of that there.
Thank you very much. And the leaves from the dozy tree, I used up all mine in my tea.
The leaves.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not so much the leaves on the dozy tree, you see.
Okay.
It's the sap.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
The tea was very good.
Sleepy placebo.
Yeah. No, it's very sticky, the dozy tree.
Yes.
You see.
Yes. Sticky
And-
leaves as well.
Yeah. You need to, if you can extract some of that sap.
Have you got a way of doing that?
Well, I believe you've got a herbalism kit.
Yeah, I know. I know. I did have one question outstanding. This forest is incredibly dangerous at the moment with the animals trying to hurt us. Do you have a map that we could have to get our way around?
A map.
A map, like Malkin doesn't seem to know where he's going, even though he lived here for I assume years. If you could just draw us something out, I would be much appreciated. I'd rather not die in this blue place.
What's a map?
You know, with directions. You know, here's the dozy tree. Here's the traps.
Right.
Here's the place you'll die.
Right. There's 2 lasso traps by the dozy tree.
Yeah, but draw them out on a piece of parchment for me, please. I have much parchment in my backpack.
All right. So he goes. He just takes one of yours. You
Yeah.
got anything to scroll with?
I have an ink pen, but I threw all my ink on the ground.
Oh no.
That's all right.
You could use the sap or
No, I got writing implements. So I just wondered.
some of Nollis's blood.
Oh,
It's everywhere.
Oh, dark.
yeah. Well, it is. It
It's
is.
all across the wall.
Yeah. And he himself has a little what looks to be something inky, perhaps not ink itself, but something
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
a mark. And he grabs what looks to be a pointed stick.
Grabs a beetle and just crushes it.
Pointed stick, which he just dips into the end of it, and it just starts to scribble out a very rudimentary drawing. Right, okay, so you go,
Well done.
I've
Yeah.
taken Jack by surprise because he's actually doing the drawing.
yeah,
That was a smart decision, I think. That was the problem.
I
If
wrote.
only we'd had that with the hairpin.
I hate a fourth wall break, but I wrote a note on my phone that said "ask for a map" that came up today. I was like, "Oh, good
Would you call
point."
it the fourth rule? What do you call it?
Fourth wall.
I've never heard that before.
Never heard that phrase.
It's
No.
a theatre. So
Oh, sorry.
The fourth wall is the basically the barrier between the audience and the actors
Yeah.
on the stage.
Okay,
And when
yeah,
an
yeah.
actor turns and talks directly to the audience, that's
Yeah.
called breaking the fourth wall.
and you know what this is called?
Oh,
Learning.
sorry. Yes, fabulous. Thank you very much.
The more you
Educational.
know.
I'm not used to having a camera right down me. I'm going to get making use of this.
Down the pipe.
It is quite.
right. Well, I've drawn you a little something out there. There you go on this ancient parchment.
Thank you very much. Oh, you drew lines on it as well. Thank
Yeah,
you.
for guidance.
Okay, fantastic.
And all the Michelin
good, isn't it?
restaurants.
Yeah, I feel like I knew most of this, but I appreciate your effort. I appreciate your effort.
Just the tree is around the corner,
yeah.
and then you got the garden, a lovely place. The garden, if you haven't been. Oh, you have been, haven't you? You've seen some of my flowers.
No. Haven't been.
Roll
there.
deception.
It's gonna go well. It's a 13.
Oh well, you should.
I will try at a later date.
Yeah, well, if you're interested in herbology and that kind of thing,
Yep.
there's some wonderful little treats for you down there.
What's the
Just
best?
be careful.
What's the quickest way to Broga?
Broga, well, if you just head out the forest kind of east,
Yeah.
and there's a track just that leads away that connects to the town.
And which direction is the Dell?
The Dell, well, you'll see on my
North,
drawing.
south, east, west.
Well, that's north.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see on my drawing there.
Okay.
That's quite close by.
So this is really boring for anyone who's watching. I do have a map. I just let you know.
Look at that.
So
The
thank you
garden.
very much. Okay, I need to go. Look after Nollis.
I will, yeah.
I don't want
He
to.
just peels one of his eyes back entirely.
And he goes Jeep.
And he's dead to the world. Dead to the world.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Hauser. I should go see my friends.
Certainly, and he just grabs a little bit of this kind of grey paste that he's been using the pestle and mortar on, and he just wipes it on Nollis's eyelid.
Do you know where Holm is?
Oh, he'll be in his house.
Okay.
It's the other one.
Do you have any good breeze, or should I ask Holm?
Oh, Holmes the man for a good breeze.
Okay. So he's going to leave Hauser. Thank you. And walk on back over to the fire and see what his friends are doing.
Well, Malcolm is going to cross paths with Clara on the way through and pop his head round the door of Hauser's house just to check on, well, now two of his friends who are, I'm assuming that Tomty's still in there.
So the Tomty's actually in the other one. So
Right.
if you want to go in that one instead.
I poke my head round the door and say, "Hello, Hauser. How's Tomty?"
Oh yeah, he's fine actually. He's fine. Well, not fine, but you know, he's in there.
Is he still? Oh, good. And how's
And he's
Nollis?
smothering Nollis's face at this point. It's just with this grey paste.
Nollis can breathe under all that, can he?
Well, presumably. I don't know. I've never seen one of these things before. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure where he breathes from.
Okay.
He's got these holes just here, you see, and he puts one of his fingers, big meaty sausage fingers, puts one into one of the gills, and it just kind of flaps a little bit as he does so.
I don't want fan art of that.
Oh, shudder. Okay, I'll okay, Malcolm is yeah.
He's like a fish.
Yeah, slightly-ish fishy.
And come over here, Malcolm. Try this out.
Okay.
And just have a smell in there. And he's pointing towards the gills.
I sort of get kind of close and
Do it.
pretend to have a sniff.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, I see
Sniff
what you
the
mean. Yeah.
fish.
Sniff the
It is a strong,
Yeah, it's
fishy, salty aroma.
There's a hint of sea about him,
A
isn't
little
there?
bit mucusy as well.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna
That's what he gets for being off for a month.
you're gonna look after him, are you?
He'll be fine. Oh,
He
just
does
gets a
have
little bit of the grey paste in one of the gills. He's trying
He
to
does-
fish
he
it
does-
out.
He does have a tendency of nearly dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get him better, don't you worry.
Right.
There's not a man alive this grey paste won't fix.
If he's watching this, we're all dead. You know that, don't you?
It probably is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and see Holm.
Take care.
See you soon.
I assume you guys aren't doing anything.
I want to go and see. Just want to poke my head in and have a little look. That's it. Just want to have a little
Yeah,
look.
so I think follow Malcolm.
Mhm.
Thorinid, what happened down in the Dell?
We gave birth.
Sorry?
Have you not seen Gelly?
I've not met Gelly.
Gelly, the newborn.
A newborn elf?
White deer.
Oh dear, an animal.
An animal, a white deer, baby white deer. A miracle birth. Pulled it out myself. Not out of
Pulled it
myself.
out of yourself? I'm
Pulled
very
it out
confused.
myself from the deer.
I have to say, every time I leave you, something strange happens. You cook wonderful meals, and you break out of prisons, and you give birth to animals.
It's been a wild few days. Few days.
Interesting.
It's more exciting than the forest.
I'm great. I have to say, I'm greatly concerned about what's going to come up next. Tomty was wild and spoke the same way I do. I have to be honest. Ever since I've been using the magic, I haven't heard the voices like he has. But he is in a bad way. And if what is in the forest is that, it concerns me.
Well, have you seen the water dragon?
There's a water dragon?
Yes, that's all Tomty's talking about.
Oh,
Do you hear the voice of the water dragon?
I don't hear anything. Not at the moment. This is a very relaxing place. This is perhaps the most relaxed I've been in years.
Must be the tea.
It was good tea.
At this point, you just notice from one of these faded blue piles of this moss, which looks like it's died and been stacked up against one of the buildings, you just notice from round the back of one of those a very small white deer-like creature that just pokes its head round. It's walking, just stumbling slowly, very, very small creature, and it's just kind of nibbling at this moss in one of the stacks.
Gelly!
Throw
Here
it
you
in.
go!
This is your
Here
deer.
you go!
As you're making that noise, it kind of just bolts slightly behind and disappears back out of sight for a second.
Well, that was Gelly.
She seems adorable.
I must check my animal handling.
Malcolm is going to talk to Holm by the looks of things.
Let's go see home.
We're all off to see the wizard.
Dolan, are you with them as well?
I just want to put my head in to see Norris. Check he's okay.
Okay. So yeah, you poke your head in. You can see him getting lathered up by this grey paste, and it's all over Hauser's hands, a little bit in the flecks of it in his beard now as well. And he's really lathering it in.
He looks well looked after.
Oh!
Oh, I was just gonna slide away. Just head in. Check he's okay.
He just looks over at you.
Give him a thumbs up.
All
Keep
right.
with the good work, Hauser.
And you,
God.
the four of you are together at the moment.
Malcolm's leading. We're just sort of following after.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna... Gelly! Gelly! Gelly!
you can make an animal handling roll with
One more,
disadvantage if you like, due to the aggressive shouting style.
Oh dear.
So, natural one.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Okay. You just as you're looking around, you see Galleon just run slightly away into the forest.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
It's in the forest.
Fall off the dell or something.
There's the sound of crunching and
It just disappears out of sight, just behind a tree, just into the background.
It's fine. It's fine. She needs some time. She just needs time. She needs time.
I stick my head around the door of Holmes' home.
As you look inside the room, you see Tomty exactly where he was left. He doesn't seem to be moving. He seems to be out of it in some fashion. Bet is stood right over the bed, just half an eye on him, but turns and faces you as you come into the room. You also notice Holm, who's lying on the floor, no kind of cover or anything, just on the hard floor, lying there with his knees kind of up in the air and he's got his eyes closed.
Hello, Bet.
Hello, Malcolm.
Meditating, is he?
Something like that.
Right. How's Tomty?
Just gives him a little poke, makes a little noise, but he's like this.
Is he going to be alright? Are you going to be alright with him here? I'm worried that he might attack.
I'm fine. I've got Holm.
Right. Okay. And Holm is away with the fairies?
Quite.
Right.
Still got his eyes closed.
Okay, we're going to head off into the dell.
Stands up. Holm stands up, bolt upright. Just almost very athletic in the way that he does it, but seamless. Stands up suddenly, looks at you just totally as if he'd been awake for 8 hours. Just looks at you. Be careful in there. And remember, bring me whatever you find alive if you can.
Right.
I need to talk to it.
Okay.
What about like a butterfly?
A butterfly?
Do you?
Probably not.
So you want something with girth?
Ideally something with a little intelligence. I mean, not a lot of intelligence, but enough.
Okay.
The newborn deer was not suitable.
It doesn't seem too bright. Doesn't recognise me.
Seisu's creatures, they need time to develop like we all do.
Like I said, needs time. Needs time.
Clara walks up to Holm, almost uncomfortably close. And just says, "Can I have some good breeze?"
Yes. And he looks at you.
Yeah.
Give me your hand. Both of them. Hold them out. And he puts both his fists out like that. Close them in a fist. Guess which hand they're in. And open it up. No! Have another guess. No! And then he opens his own hands up and just looks into his hands, and again these good breeze just start to form magically, just out of thin air. And he passes them to you.
Cool. He takes them. He's kind of unimpressed by the trick. He doesn't like.
And Colm's kind of looking at you and smiling, like looking for approval almost.
Yeah. So he quickly turns around and then puts them in his backpack.
Is there anything you think we should be particularly watchful for?
Mad creatures!
Yeah. Kind of worked that one out.
Also, Tomty's been talking of a water dragon.
Yeah. That worries me a lot.
Have you ever met this water dragon?
There are certainly creatures that I've encountered in the dell. I've been there once. I'd limit your time there, if possible.
Okay.
We may have asked this last time. Is there any water in the dell?
What makes you say that?
Because Tomty's talking about a water dragon.
Be careful of the water.
Yeah, like the water that we've encountered so far in this adventure has been perfectly normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
we found bad water before.
Have you? Interesting. Where?
Callus.
In this town, in the city of Callus, the river running through the middle of it seemed to be enchanted. When you dive in the water, you get weird visions. Yeah, it's very strange.
From past experience, Malcolm. Be careful of the water here too.
Right.
We met a chef who used to cook whelks from the river. He was called Porridge. He was a gloum. Do you know of the gloum?
I do not.
He's the last of his kind, apparently.
Okay.
The gloum, the last of his kind.
Thank you for telling me. You must look after this gloum.
We'll go back and see him.
It is important to preserve Seisu's species.
I think he's got it sorted. He's got a new job.
Holm, these augurs of Nell, these people who came through the forest, did they head towards the dell as well?
The white... Bet talks up. They were just here a moment. They asked about the creatures.
And did they go towards the dell? Is this something we can expect?
We
might
did
meet
not
them?
point them towards the dell. We did not know who they were.
Okay.
Are we ready to go?
Well, if we're gonna fight a dragon, preferably we'll avoid it.
We're not going to fight a dragon. If we see a dragon, we're going to run away.
Okay. Is there anything else we should know about this dell before we go? You've been there before. You're the only person we know who's been there before.
Apart from Tomty and...
Yeah, but Tomty's out of his mind.
I believe that you are already on the right lines. You know what to be wary of.
My last concern
Basically everything.
is that we don't have enough rope. Other than that, we should head on.
My concern is that I believe we keep getting distracted by everybody's problems. When there are still bandits in Broga that potentially we could dispatch with these potentially, or at least see what's going on before we head into the Dell.
We can't do that. There are the problems here in the forest.
The Dell can wait.
No, it can't. Look at Tomty, look at the animals.
I'm in no rush to go to civilization. Last time we went there, we almost died numerous times.
Case in point, last time we went into the dell, we almost died.
Right, sounds like there's no option.
Isn't that because you fell off it though?
Well, yeah, technically.
Well, this is why we're going to bring rope.
We have rope.
Well,
Then
make
we'll
sure
be
Hollis
fine.
gets his rope back though.
That 20-foot fall almost kills
I know he's
us
not
all.
well, but
As
he's still missing his rope.
as you're having this conversation for the first time, properly conversing with Zolan, you notice for the first time that the side of Zolan's face seems to have turned a red, inflamed colour. You don't know.
I was going to say, I don't know
You're
this is
you're
going
unaware
on.
of
No,
this,
I don't know what's...
but you notice it as you're chatting with him.
We'll just... No. Why are you going red?
Not going red.
Your
You don't not going red?
Not going red. Don't know.
side of your face looks like you're getting some sort of rash.
This side?
Claro
This side?
shows him his reflection in his knife blade.
Don't. I'm going to run to Hauser. Give me the cream!
Okay, so you're running out of the
Oh,
room.
run to Hauser, yeah.
Yeah.
From the teat. The cream from the teat.
Whatever that I ever heard of that cream. Going, what can that cream do? You can
Wait.
bring any
So you're running
mortal
back
being,
The
towards
daisy tree.
whatever he was putting on.
Ah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, that cream.
So as you
Yes,
run back
cream.
into that room, you see Nollas now. You can't really see a lot of his skin. He's all greyed up everywhere, and it looks like Hauser's just trying to wipe. He's just wiping it off on his own robe, so he's covering himself in this paste all over himself. You right there?
Am I going red? Is my face red?
All right.
Is it red?
I suppose it is a little bit. Yeah, on the side there. You've been out in the sun a bit long.
Maybe. Have I?
Do you live underground normally?
I wouldn't. Oh, what would you say? I would say no. Yeah, I would say no as well. I was thinking. I was like, am I supposed to have lived underground? I didn't think I did. Yeah, no.
Well, if you
No,
lived
no.
underground for a while, then that's probably the sun getting at your skin.
Does it look like sunburn?
Well, you know, I
Can
don't
I-
live underground.
Can I? Is there any like mirror that I can use and take a look properly myself?
Are you investigating?
Yeah, I'll
you
investigate.
can
Yeah.
Just make an investigation roll to look around.
Not tip top,
Mm-hmm.
but it is still an 11.
Okay. There's a few little trinkets, pots, and bits and pieces
Yeah.
on the side. There's a little blade which looks like it's in some way some kind of a herbolid, something
Yeah.
for cutting herbs or plants, which you can probably angle up to give yourself a distorted look at your
I
own
will
face.
do that. Yeah. What do I see?
You see, so if you want to make a medicine check,
16.
16. Doesn't look like sunburn.
Yeah.
It is the thing you're aware of.
Oh.
Doesn't look like it. a sunburn is.
Oh,
but
okay,
it doesn't look
right.
like
Oh,
sunburn.
great, I know what it
It's
is.
the way that it's in a patch of sorts. You would expect sunburn to be a bit more across all of you.
Are we?
Okay.
Are we with you?
Did you follow? I ran off.
Yeah,
I wanted some
I think
cream.
if you're going to house us,
We'll
like
follow.
Claire would
Yeah.
follow. Perhaps this is something to do. Did you get that silver juice on your face from that plant?
I don't think so. I immediately looked.
What plant?
Oh
A,
no.
a plant? A plant? Clara just turns and leaves.
Okay. You go to the garden.
I had a look.
You didn't touch any big plants, did you?
If I did, what would have happened?
Well,
If I did.
anything go a bit kind of like silver?
Oh, I did! I'm sorry, Hauser. I did. I touched it. I poked it.
You silly little gnome.
It was alluring, wasn't it? Very. It was almost like mercury. Didn't it have like a liquid kind of. Was that right? Was it like a. Yeah, it was. I don't
Right.
see anything like it.
Okay.
Can you help me? I'm sorry.
Right, alright. Well, give me a bit. And, see what I can do.
I think it serves you
Thank
right
you.
for messing with nature.
I'm inquisitive. I'm sorry. I'm disfigured. Bury my head. I don't care about I'm disfigured. I'm just. It's horrible.
Right, well,
Is
yeah.
it painful? Is it just red? I don't feel any sensation there or.
At the moment, you maybe can start to feel just a little bit of irritation there. Now you've noticed it.
I think it's swelling though. Then I think it's starting to swell real bad.
It's going huge.
Has
I
your
mean,
face always been that big on that side?
Hauser, help me.
is it weeping?
Yeah, I'll.
You say it was weeping?
I'm gonna need a little bit of time here.
Oh, I'm gonna put my finger on Nollis. Put a bit of cream on.
I don't
Will
wish.
this help? Will this help?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh no! I rub it off. No.
It's fish.
Cod liver oil. This.
Garlic butter.
A bit of parsley.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not. I don't want to alarm you.
Yeah.
Too late.
No, I won't alarm you.
Can you? What should I do? How long are you going to be?
I'm gonna need a little bit of time.
A little bit?
Yeah.
5, 10, an hour?
Give me an hour. And we'll see what I can do.
Don't go to the garden.
I'm gonna need to go to the garden.
Fix me first.
I think maybe an idea if we sort of headed off for a bit.
For an hour,
For,
please.
for at least an hour or so and go and have a look in the dell, maybe? You know, far away.
What's going to happen to me?
You don't know that?
I'm staying.
We need to,
I'm
we
staying.
Need, we need to bring an animal back for Hole.
I don't want to die.
You're not going to die.
He's
you're
holding the
fine.
truth from me because of. I would cry, I reckon, if I knew the truth. I'm not leaving until my face is fixed.
If half your face falls off,
I'm not leaving
what's the
until.
worst? You'll have half a face.
I'm going to wait,
Listen,
I'm
if
gonna-
you want to speed things along,
please.
now I've never cured this before.
Oh, God. You know what it is, though? You
You
know a cure for this.
have been interfering, for want of a better word, with the Maidlin berry, haven't you? The dull blackberries,
Yeah.
the big ones with the poppin'.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, every thing I've ever seen exploded upon
Yeah.
has died.
Why don't you have a warning?
Well, that's a good point.
Why?
We don't get a lot of visitors, and quite honestly, it slipped my mind.
Yeah.
Danger,
do
do
not
not touch the deathberry.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay,
I'm
Clara
going.
pops his head
I'm
round the
getting
door,
fixed.
having heard this. What about the sap? The sap from the daisy tree? You said that heal anything.
See, that's probably the best idea. Thing is, I've never tried it with the Maidlin berry, because quite honestly, Oh, you didn't want to experiment on anything,
Well, we've got a test subject right here.
which I appreciate. Actually, is quite interesting, but also, you know, slight chance of death. So, I mean, your best hope is to get me some of this juice from the berry,
Oh, okay.
the silver stuff, and
Be careful this time, though.
Okay, so Claro gestures to Zolan to come outside. Come on here. I have a jar with the juice that I scraped off you.
Oh,
So he passes that over and he says, "Don't tell Hauser."
he's furious.
Don't tell Hauser.
And he's very big.
He is very big.
Very big.
it's probably 4 times tall, 3-4 times taller than you.
Where do you get that jar from?
What have you got there?
I have some stuff.
Grabs it. It's the disproportion between your two hand sizes just strikes all of you instantly.
Andre the Giant.
And he's really careful. Oh, hang on. He didn't want to touch. He doesn't touch it yet. He's just looking at it. You haven't got any on the outside, have you?
The bottle.
Wait a sec. And he just rolls his sleeve down over his arm and uses it almost as a mitten to try and protect himself as he holds that. Open that, would you?
Can I see if there's any more on there?
Make an investigation roll again.
I don't want any more on my skin. That's not a bad one. That's 23.
23. Looks like it was reasonably well decanted. Doesn't seem.
Well done.
I'm still going
I've
to
got
use...
herbalism kit. Right?
Picking these things up at
Skilled.
random.
What kind of a bottle is this? It's like a cork bottle. You're talking about cork bottle, cork sealed, or is it screw top?
It's a cork heavy,
Is it? Yeah.
tapered cork.
Can
pressed
open
in
it down here.
I'm gonna pull the hand axe out. I still don't want to touch it.
It's a glass
Still
bottle.
gonna just like dig the blade and just try and pop it off with my little hand axe.
Okay.
I don't want to
Yeah.
touch it anymore.
Yeah, simple enough after a moment.
Yeah.
You are an artificer. Relatively good at this kind of
A
thing.
very nervous one.
Pretty
Let's not
nimble.
forget. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a roll should be done.
So you cut that off. Whoa, hang on. You got any of the sap? I don't know why I'm asking you. You got any of the sap?
From the daisy tree,
Yeah.
we can go and get some.
Please,
All right.
let's go. I run
Cool.
Okay.
So,
as fast as I can.
well, you should stay.
Yeah, I think he puts his hand on his head.
I think you should
No.
stay.
I think you
Yeah.
should stay here with Hauser.
Be quick.
So
Isn't
Cla-
the dozy tree where the big swarm of
we
Yeah.
know,
killer insects
we know where the traps are. It's okay. So Claro wanders on his own to Daisy Tree, pulls out his herbalism kit. I've described it before. In there is a.
Did you use a map to get there, though?
Of
Or
course.
could you know your way?
I was just like, where's the tree gone?
Super spicy.
And he has, I can't remember what they're typically called, but it's a stainless steel peg that you hammer into trees.
That's a dog. They
And
call that in
and
the
it has,
trade.
yeah, and it has a hole down the middle of it, and
Oh.
the sap can bleed out, and it comes out
Oh.
as herbalism kit. So he knocks that into the tree with the hilt from his blade.
actually
Don't make me
called
roll
tap.
for that. I'll
Not a
stab
dog.
myself in the head.
I think it's actually called a tap.
It's just
I
a
think it
tap.
is called a
So,
tap, yeah.
He has
Yeah.
a tap for the tree, and he taps in, and quite easily the sap runs out, and he puts that into a spare something.
Hands.
Puts that into his hands, grabs the tap out of the tree, and wanders back into the
Spicy.
into there with a handful of sap. Because it's sticky and slow running, I assume he wouldn't spill any.
Sure. Nicely
Hauser's
done.
gonna love this.
So there seems to be certainly a lot of this sap. You know, it comes out almost like a honey, quite
Yeah.
thick honey, and you've got this handful of incredibly sticky sap, and you carefully walk it back, presumably being carefully avoiding the lasso trap again, and walking back round. You walk into the main area. Where your friends are
Malcolm's
working.
sitting by the fire, eating berries.
Thank you, Claro.
Sure.
How's it, please?
He hasn't fixed
Please,
you yet.
My face. How do I look? How do I look?
Um,
How's it, please?
Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
I'm proficient in these. I've got a lot of constitution.
Going very red over there, mate.
14.
You're starting to feel a bit woozy.
Woozy? Woozy are you?
Just please help. Be quick.
I've stepped away from him.
Yeah, Malcolm's
Noticeably.
picking at his nails with a knife while he's sat next to the fire.
Okay.
Claire is watching because he was like wants to know what's about to happen.
What's going on?
So you've got this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the stuff. You probably won't get it in your hands, but.
A bit late for that, eh?
I just remembered
Right.
I have tiny jars in my herbalism kit.
Oh,
Right, now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
just try.
So, what tends to happen, you see, is whatever various poisons or unfortunate happenings occur after touching some stuff in the forest, if you use the sap from the dozy tree and combine it with it in some fashion, then that fixes the problem. Problem is, it's always a different way. So sometimes you got to grind them up and mush it in. Sometimes you got to mix it with liquid. Sometimes you got to eat it up. There's so there we go.
But-
Never done it before.
Let's just start.
All
I
right.
put some on my face to begin with.
What are you putting on your face?
The dozy sap.
Okay.
Just gonna take a small amount and put it on.
Right. So that's not going to work.
I'm impatient.
Right.
You're gonna mix it in situ.
Yeah. That's the key bit. You see.
Mix it.
You gotta. It somehow binds with whatever it is it's mixed with and reverses it.
Okay. Are there any empty jars within his cabin? I imagine there's a few.
Yeah, he's got all sorts of jars and things.
Cool. So how does it open a jar so I can decant this?
All right. Okay. So he does so.
Cool. So he pours sticky liquid in there, and it's still coated on his hands. You know that's not going to come off for a while. And you get that thing where it's like if you got something sticky on your hands, and you touch fluff and dirt, and then it
Yeah.
sticks to your hands.
Keep away from my beard.
That's happening. Okay. So he takes the jar. His hand's got stuck a bit to the jar. And he's just like, maybe a tea will help. We could.
Great idea. Go.
Can I look at Zolan's face and kind of discern whether it's localized to his skin or whether it's got into his bloodstream? So can I see any of the veins where maybe this is spreading?
It's nearly a tear forming when you really look.
So if you want to make, I guess maybe a medicine check.
Lovely. 6 plus 3, it's a 9.
Because you're specifically looking for it, whilst the patch itself is quite a sort of scarlet red now,
Yeah.
it's certainly starting to bulge a little bit and inflame. You tend to get a feeling that he's generally a bit red in his appearance.
Yeah.
In areas
Over.
where
Yeah.
other areas.
Turning into foreigner now.
I think this.
The red
I'm into
one.
this.
I think this isn't localized. I think this is a poison. You don't feel well.
No, I don't think I was going to feel well now, do I?
You don't look well.
I'm starting to affect me, I think.
Hauser, I think the
Feel
best
it.
way is an elixir or a tea. He needs to ingest something. This is going to affect his entire system.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. If you get it wrong, you're probably going to die. So, but if you don't do anything, you're going to die anyway. So,
Can you
sounds like a great idea.
Can you overdose on dozy tree sap?
We've not tried it.
Well, let's figure that out today as well.
Cool. So
I've got my scimitar. Can we just remove the problem area?
it wouldn't be my recommended approach, but I suppose there's always a backup.
Last resort.
If I'm,
Tap you on the head
I think
with
it's the
it.
last resort. I'll
But
agree
I'm-
with you.
But I'm chuckling while I'm saying that. I don't mean that. I'm just.
You can help.
I'm having a snigger.
You can help.
You become aware.
I'm finding this really funny because I don't think it's very serious.
You become aware of grey paced Nollis just there on the bed.
Ah! What's up with Nollis?
He's resting.
He doesn't usually rest like that.
No, well, I thought his skin looked a bit off.
He's
I'm
He's supposed to
moisturising.
be blue.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I just give him a bit of moisturiser.
Fair dues. He's had a rough couple of days.
Yeah.
He probably needs a bit of pampering.
He's had a rough few years by the looks of things.
So Claire is looking for a little cauldron or something to boil up a tea in. Is there something?
I've got my alchemist kit. And yeah, whatever you want out of it.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever you want out of it. Here's the kit.
So,
Please
Rummages
use it.
through the now sticky
Yeah.
kit.
The most obvious thing from your kit is the alembic.
I know what that is now. Last episode.
cool. Does that have a top on it that I can pour stuff in?
It is exactly what you need.
Okay. Fantastic.
Coincidentally,
I
yeah.
reckon that microphone's slowly falling down. So
No,
you
it's
just lift
not.
that, yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's not.
It's in shot, I can see it.
This is mad.
Oh no!
It's no longer.
Oh no!
You carry on.
Do
So
carry
much
on.
blue tack.
Yeah.
So much blue tack.
You have to overcompensate. That's alright, we'll carry on while that's
I
taking
will leave
place.
you to deal with that. Okay, so
I'll sort this.
Can we use the other as a
Ig-
rest?
ignoring the lembic, he is trying to make a tea. So he's looking for a small cauldron. I can assume he can find something like that, something with a handle. He's going to pour some water in it. He's going to pour the silver liquid in out of the
Crossing the streams.
glass container.
I'm just going to knock yours up.
Are we good? Okay.
We good.
Out of the glass container and then mix it together, swirl it together. And then he's going to walk outside to the fire. Malcolm, can I borrow your stick?
So you notice as you pour it in and you're swirling it around,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to be mixing.
Yeah, it doesn't want to
You've got
diffuse.
2 layers. You've got
Malcolm, can I borrow your stick?
Yeah.
Is the fire still lit?
it's not raging,
Yeah,
but
but it's light.
there's a small fire going.
Cool. So he takes the small cauldron and he holds the stick on the handle and he puts it over the fire.
Don't burn my stick.
And he's heating it and he's waiting for steam to come off, for it to come up maybe to a light boil. And he's going to look back in and try and see if the liquid's diffused.
Sure. While it's happening, can you give me another Constitution save, please?
9.
You feel a rumbling in your stomach and a really sudden urge to go to the toilet.
I'm gonna find the toilet. I'm gonna run to outside or toilet. I prefer toilet.
Zolan, are you alright?
I
So
run.
emergency perception check.
Malcolm looks around and says, "It's the third bush on the left.
7 emergency
And you
perception.
can't see any toilets.
Oh, I go into
Third
just.
bush on the left."
I think you should hold it just in case you like shit bats or something.
Well, I think it's in my pants or.
Knowledge just says in the corner. Jeepers. In his
So-
sleep.
Yeah, I'm going out of sight.
Yeah.
I don't want none of these fuckers following me.
Sure. So you run off into the woods.
I
and,
follow. Like, what's wrong, buddy? Buddy, what's
I
wrong?
will throw a hand axe at you. I will roll for it as well.
I see the axe.
so
Fine.
you
He's
run.
crouched down with his trousers around his ankles, wielding his axe. Don't you come any closer, you bastard!
Have you got a D12?
Leave me alone.
Desperately run into the bush and will cut away from that scene.
Thank you very much.
At a light boil, is the silver liquid diffused into the water?
So Hauser's kind of with you as well. He says, "It might take a while."
Don't burn my stick.
It doesn't seem. Whilst it seems to be warming, it's taking a long time. It seems to have a pretty slow adoption of heat.
Okay. Clary, from having read his herbalism notes and kit, knows that maybe like an acid will speed this up. So he's going to take the good breeze out of his pack and he's just going to squeeze them into the water, making sure not to touch it, and then put it back on the flame.
Okay. Fine. Oh, that's an idea.
Well, they taste good and they're healing, and hopefully they'll help with the diffusion.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As long as the sap doesn't reverse the healing, that'll be fine.
The sap's not gone in yet, so that's the
Sure.
last thing. That's
Yeah.
like a treacle. Sure.
Juicy.
Right.
Is that what you've just said from the bushes?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out in a moment.
What are you
Nice,
doing?
have you just made a skunk smell?
Well, I think you're doing a good job.
Okay.
Might want to mix that in, I reckon.
I'm hoping the heat will diffuse it.
He's kind of indicating to the sap. He's like, you might want to mix that in.
Okay, yeah, no, fine, I'll follow House's instructions.
Yeah.
So pour that in, and then put it back on the flame.
Yeah. So as you do it at first, again you've got these layers that form, and you can see it's warming. There's a littlest bit of steam that's coming from it, but still seems to only be warmish. Zolan, you feel a little bit lighter, and you exit the bush.
Nice.
Dock leaves are on the right.
Hurry up.
Bet's kind of peering outside. Everything okay?
No.
Malcolm
You know what
just,
this is?
Malcolm just sort of turns around and says, "No, this is pretty much how we deal with any problem." Right. It'll turn out right in the end.
Okay. She heads back in.
I'll go to the fire. How's it going, Claro?
It's taking its time to diffuse.
Can I help?
Well, I
What
have
do you
one
need?
more trick in my book. I mean, I could warm up the fire.
No.
You're sat next to it.
Yeah. Malcolm suddenly scuttles back on his butt and moves further away from the fire.
Okay, fantastic.
I've seen your control over the elements before.
I think we just have to wait.
Yeah. Give it a bit of time.
Do you want
Not too much
How
time
much time
though.
do I have?
to chew on some Maylock or?
You all look over to him, and he's really red now. His face is quite red, and this whole side is swollen up.
How are you feeling, Zolan? You're not looking too good.
I'm gonna just lie on the floor in the fetal position.
And give me one more Constitution
We've all
check.
been
I
there.
shit my pants. Oh, yeah, it's a lower score this time. It was a 7.
7.
I shit
And
my
you
pants.
in the fetal position.
You start to gag and realise you're going to be sick.
Oh.
While shitting your pants. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you all remember swine flu? This is
Swine flu, that was like vintage. Yes.
So, unless you move, you vomit where you
Yeah, I vomit where I
It's quite unpleasant.
am. Me, please.
Oh, Zolan.
Malcolm gets up and goes over to Holmes' hut,
We haven't thought
pokes
about
his
it.
head in through the door, says, "Holmes, do you think you could help here?"
Well, what
Anything
seems
you
to be the
can
matter?
do?
Again, he's lying on the floor, his knees up in the air.
Zolan is going bright red, swelling up, and being sick.
Oh! Dr. Hauser!
Right.
Doesn't open his eyes, just still on the floor. After a period of time, so 10 or so minutes, you're waiting there. Still, it seems to be heating, but it's a slow old process. Blimey, this is slow, isn't it? And you just start to get the slightest indication that the two liquids are starting to combine as you swirl it slightly. Oh, I think this might be doing something.
I don't want him to drink it too soon, otherwise he'll get a hit of the poison.
Yeah, you want to avoid that, if possible.
How are you doing there, Zolan?
I don't respond, I weep.
As you look at Zolan, you realise that there is a trickle of blood that's rolling down his lip that's come out of his nose.
You might want to hurry things up. a bit.
Thorin, I don't think we have enough time with this. Do you have anything to perhaps sustain his life?
I mean, I can cure wounds right now. Do you think this would work on this?
I haven't taken damage yet.
Okay, so
That's true.
I threw my scepter at you. Deceptive. But it doesn't hit you.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, we'll find out in a minute if it does.
Just kind of spins,
You're wrong.
spins in front of your face. Bum, 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 bum. This is a different one. So you should, in theory, you get one. It's only 4 hit points though. This is going to be.
Yeah, it's probably better. Maybe we should do medicine, right? Maybe we just kind of pat him on the back, save our spell slots. Holding it over the fire, and just pat him on the back in a very medicine way.
Okay.
Well, what I'm going to do,
There, it's
I'm gonna take a
be
good look
fine
at it.
and all that.
just see if I remember anything from my own forest, and any remedies that might be there.
You can make a medicine roll.
18.
18. So
I feel
what?
like I've seen it before.
Well,
I feel like it's been cured before, quite simply.
what?
And the answer's there. I just need it
Just by,
unlocked
just
for
by
me.
touching his forehead. You know?
Whilst you're not unfamiliar with herbs and plants that have medicinal properties,
Proficiency, actually.
there's
Oh, can I add my proficiency to this?
your proficiency in.
It's already
In
on
like,
there. It's already. It should
Give
already
us
be
back and
included.
already
Yeah,
be
it's not
added
black.
to it.
well, I have proficiency in like identifying whether herbs and stuff are suitable for the job.
Sure.
Kind of comes with the herbalism kit.
Yeah, there's
Subscriber.
our new
thank
subscriber who is
Wow.
on.
Thank
who's-
you, Donala.
You.
Donala.
Amazing.
Thank
So
you for
that's
subscribing.
Thank you very much.
oh.
That's one of our friends from Twitter. So
Ah.
Is
Thank
that
you.
Jared, is it?
I think
I've-
it is
I think I've
Jared,
seen
yes.
him. Yeah, I think I've seen him.
thank
talking
you
about
very
us on
much. We
Twitter.
appreciate that wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. So you, whilst you are familiar with plants that do have medicinal properties and certain plants that can heal certain stings and things like that, this is something you haven't encountered before. Perhaps the sap is your best effort.
I think you're doing the right thing.
Do you want some of this tea? I think there's going to be enough for a few of us.
I think I sneeze and a bit of blood comes out my ear. Like a fountain. It's getting dire, guys.
Yeah.
Can you cork him?
Probably have got a cork.
The blood should stay in. How's this tea looking?
How long are you waiting?
I'm waiting until it is one singular colour.
Have I taken any damage yet? Are we? Do we need to? No, cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Hey. I'm distracting him with a waterful of leaves.
I think you
Just
need
there.
to hurry.
Yeah. Well, if you want me to hurry, Malcolm, I can.
Scooch back a bit further from the fire.
Yeah. Cool. He does it. So he holds Malcolm's stick out to one
no.
side,
Don't ruin my stick.
puts his arm forwards and focuses on it. And to begin with, nothing's happening, but he closes his eyes and digs deep, opens, and lo and behold, green flame is on the arm, and close to the fire as he can possible, he fires a firebolt at it.
Pulls his hood down over his face.
And that's just your cantrip, isn't it? That's not
Yeah.
your area. That's not fireball.
No.
Cool.
He's looking for, like, you know, like if you're trying to forge steel, he's trying to, you know, really heat the flames, kind of superheat it.
Yeah.
And if it's from his firebolt, it should have a green flame to it.
Excellent. Yeah, so as you do this, this green flame hits into this fire, and the oranges and the yellows and the greens will kind of dance together.
So in the smoke that comes off the flame, you see kind of stretched, laughing faces and skullen figures.
I think Zolan thinks that's death himself. Literally. Come
I
to
think
take
it's
my
death
soul.
himself.
Yeah.
And they kind of, you know, there's many of them, and they just kind of float away in the smoke. And straight onto the superheated flame, please.
It's not normal, man.
Well, it helps,
All-
Thornis. Please don't
yeah.
be judgmental.
All of my suspicion about Clara has just come rushing back. Oh, yeah.
So this fire just blazes, these different colours. Again, Bet looks outside at the fire, just a bit surprised. And this fire certainly blazes at a hotter temperature. You'll feel this heat radiating off of it. And after a few 10-15 seconds worth of this, you see the very first bubbles forming in the top of this. Mix it up! Mix it up!
Yeah, so he's shaking it over the fire.
And as it's blazing, I guess you're still firing in one hand, mixing in the other, you start to see it boil, and for the first time you start to see these two liquids combining into one.
Does it make little bubbles? Like,
There's some probably some fairly largish ones because it's got quite a heat to it.
yeah, shiny. Okay, cool. And so he's going to pull it out, look into it. Is it one singular colour now? Does it seem diffused?
It does. It seems to be quite a dark colour, quite a almost black.
Almost black, yeah. Black honey. Cool. So he pulls out one of the off his belt. He pulls off his wooden cup and pours it in gently. It's not easy because it's a hot container, and pours it in gently. And I imagine it pours out quite slowly. This black molten tea. Hands it to Zolan.
Am I
and
conscious?
says,
Can I take this?
You're conscious.
Am I? Can I drink it? Have I
You're
got
not
the
feeling well. You're feeling
constitution to
really
drink
sick.
this?
You're feeling really sick.
Yeah.
You're gagging more. You're feeling horrible.
I'm going to try and time this drink between a chunder.
Take another step
I'm-
to the left.
Am I ready to take this drink?
Well, it's very hot.
Oh.
Very, very hot.
I probably don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
I like.
put a cool breeze
Oh,
over the top of it.
like soup. You like my mum
I'm blowing your
my
soup for you.
soup cold.
So after a short while of cool breeze,
About 10 minutes.
it recedes to a temperature which you feel is safe to drink.
It's straight in.
Sure. So it's
One. You've
stunning.
never seen anything drunk so fast in your life.
Okay.
Malcolm
It's,
falls back into it and it just peers out from under it.
It's
Nothing's gone boo.
It's
He
tinny.
shits himself.
Oh,
it's but it's also sweet. It's not nice.
No, okay.
It's metallic. It's that metallic taste, but the sweetness to it, and you drink it down in one, quite thick, but it slides down your throat, and
You now have lead poisoning.
Malcolm counts 5, 4, 3.
and you just wait
Yeah.
Yeah.
for something.
If either of you turn to Clary, you'll see that he's poured himself a mug of this, and he's just
Oh, it's
watching Zolan.
precaution.
So he's happily drinking it.
It's extremely tinny
Yeah.
and
Now you
not
shake
pleasant.
yourself.
In the name of herbalism, you should consume all of
I
your
am in
cures.
complete awe of the situation because I bunked out of all of my herbalism classes. I've got a kit, I don't know how to use it. I just. That's what that's for. Okay.
I think I'm going to wheeze for maybe people to try other things.
How's it just looking at you?
So yeah, to be like, we have no guarantee this is going to work. Can we like try more remedies? Let's not wait for this to work or not work before we.
He's writing with his little pointed stick as well at the
Is
moment.
he?
He's just kind of poised, just like an experiment, interested to see what's going to happen.
Waiting to see if you explode or not.
Well,
Well, he's not dead.
Not yet.
might take a bit.
How do you feel?
Can you? Constitution saving throw?
No, you make an insight roll.
Insight roll. It's cold, I guess. That is 9.
9. About the same at the moment. Bit nervous.
Can we try more medicines? I'm nervous that people have stopped this solution.
We always
They're
put
just
you into
staring.
the fire, Zolan.
Can I go?
I'm going to. I'm leaving. Gelly! Gelly! Trying to call Gelly over.
Okay. You can have another animal handling roll.
It's 15.
Nice.
You have a feeling you can see her in the back of the tree line, but it might have been something else.
Okay. Well, I'm going to investigate. Creep up,
Yeah.
real slow.
Okay.
Just see if I can. See if it's her.
Yeah. So make your investigation roll.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. As you get a bit closer, you can see straight away. Yeah, it's Gelly, and turns towards you, and just kind of stands there looking at you.
I'm going to put a bit of food down. Try and coax it over.
Okay. Give me another animal handling there.
15 again.
15. It comes slightly towards you, hesitantly, but it walks towards the food or you, and slowly, nervously comes all the way up and just kind of looks and reaches into whatever the crumbs are that you've put out.
Hyena.
And
Hyena
just
crumbs.
sniffs around them a little bit. It's right next to you.
I'm going to attempt to pick it up.
It slightly backs away as you go towards it, but you manage to.
The pet. I'm going to take it into Zolan just to cheer him up.
Sure.
Oh,
Just like distract him
I'm still wondering why everybody stopped trying to produce medicine. I will try and get to my feet and just pull this jar of medicine up. Not a jar of medicine, this jar of dozy sap, and stumble to my alchemist kit and just start doing stuff.
Oh, I'd give it a second if I was you.
I'm just not I trust you a lot, but if it doesn't work,
Well,
I feel like I might be dead in an hour, so I will try to produce another medicine.
all right.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Suit yourself. You see the blood dries the stream kind of down his mouth.
The blood's dried, Zolan.
Is the redness receding? Has it got worse? I don't feel any better, so...
You have to ask your friends.
Look at her face. Look at
Do
her
I-
face.
do I
Look at her
look-
face.
do I look better?
Go on, give her a
Get-
pet.
Well, you don't look worse.
There's a saying in the herbalism kit in the tips and tricks
Yeah,
that says dried blood out of the mud.
I call that bullshit, and I still...
I know that one.
I just start working away. Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm gonna just ingest it. I'm just gonna pull up sap and eat it.
The
I'm gonna rub more on my face.
I think you're going to kill yourself, Zolan.
All right.
I'm just worried that everybody's just stopped at a solution.
Yeah.
That nobody knows how to cure this. So
Yeah.
we have no idea there's one solution to the cure. That's what I'm worried about.
Very sweet, a bit kind of waxy as you
Yeah.
eat it in flavour.
I don't care.
It's a bit bitter and unpleasant. But you're eating it, wiping it on your face.
Yeah. Rubbing it in.
It just kind of goes up to your mouth and just gives you a. He's a funny sort, isn't he?
Yeah.
I am just gonna walk off into the bushes on my own.
Okay.
I don't like all the just people looking and not helping.
Yeah.
So if I was going to die, I'd rather die on my own rather than people just looking at me die.
Sure.
Cool. So I follow him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So over the bush, you've just got.
Yeah. How's it going?
Do I feel any better?
Again, you make an insight roll.
1.
No idea. You're just panicking.
I am panicking, yeah.
Your heart rate's gone up.
Is
Yeah.
anybody going to do anything?
There's
Well,
nothing
Is
more we
anybody
can
doing
do.
anything?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I think that's really your best shot. You got to cross your fingers, little man. I'm sure it's scary, but you know, if nothing else, you're going in the book.
The book of...
Book of things that didn't work.
And the book of things that did work as well. It's roughly, well, it's not 50-50, but you know, somewhere near that.
How else would you prepare a medicine, Hauser?
I mean, you can pestle and mortar. You can rub it as a balm. You could heat it up and flake it on and cool it down. There's all sorts of things you could do. But I liked the way that liquid took together.
Brilliant. I'm still going to walk back to Hauser's hut.
Yeah.
To get the pestle and mortar and just start grinding things.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to start grinding things.
Sure.
Whatever I see in sight, really, I think.
Okay. Well,
I pulled Galley away
Yeah.
from him. He's on a mission.
Hey,
Oh,
right,
mission,
my
yeah.
dear.
Zolan, if this is going to work, I think you need to rest.
Yeah,
Do I look better?
I
If
think
you panic,
you don't look
and get
any
your-
worse. You were getting worse very quickly, and you've stopped getting worse.
you're
That's-
very little, and little things die quickly and recover quickly.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
What did you do when you went in that
Or
bush?
you won't be fine. We'll find out very quickly.
Dirty book.
I think. I think.
I hope you heard that.
I think Claro's right. I think you just need to just lie down, drink some water, relax.
Get in your cocoon.
Yeah.
Just let the medicine do its work.
Did you touch any other plants when you were in House's garden?
It's all a rush now. I just think I'm going to die.
Cool. Can I drag him
I'm
over to the
convinced I'm
fire?
going to die.
yeah.
Yeah,
You can
I'll-
try to if he lets you.
Oh,
I'll give him a hand. We're just gonna coerce him back
Yeah.
towards the fire.
I'm
Just
going
get
to
him lie
object and try and use my pestle and
Contest
mortar.
it.
I'm going
Cool.
to contest
Yeah,
it.
So
we're going to drag him towards the
So
fire.
if you just roll and then Malcolm's helping you, so you
Yeah,
get
so
advantage.
Roll off, mother truck.
Athletics versus
Yeah.
either athletics or acrobatics.
16,
Uh,
12.
athletics, 16. I want to roll again.
-1 anyway for athletics was 11.
Nice. It was a 16. So we
16.
just dragged
So
you
you're,
over.
you're trying to use this pestle and mortar, but they just kind of
One arm.
wrestle it out of your
One
hand.
each arm
one
each.
under each arm.
Yeah.
Pull you
Dragging
back
you
over
back,
the fire.
leaving little trail with your heels dragging in the dirt.
Yeah. And just hold you down, sit you by the fire. Stay warm, relax.
Stay here. Stay here.
I will resist. I will resist.
Okay.
Alright.
So you can have one more. Yeah.
Roll
have-
again.
So
One
you're
more.
trying to break
Trying
free
to
of
break
the
free,
grapple,
yeah.
basically.
What's
Yeah.
this?
So if you roll either athletics or
I'm not
acrobatics,
convinced. You've got to remember that Zolan thinks you're all idiots as well. He's not convinced by any of this party. That he doesn't think of what you're telling him is what's best.
It's probably not.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
so either
Fight!
athletics or acrobatics,
It's not that good. Oh, I'll go athletics if I can. Acrobatics, sorry, that's +2. I'll go for 12.
and then you can
Do
do
roll with advantage. Just do it.
athletics to hold on to him. Yeah, with advantage.
That's 15.
15, that'll do.
So they've got you. They've just got you. As you
Just
see, he's
hold
trying
him
to
down.
squirm away. He's really trying to wriggle free,
He's not a very
Um,
big man.
and
No.
then the two of you are quite easily.
All you get now is gnomish profanities. You've never heard them, but they sound.
What do they sound like?
I'll figure that one out in a moment. But yeah, you
Generally-
definitely know you'd have been burnt. You'd have been scolded if you spoke
Potty
gnomish.
mouth, isn't he?
Yeah.
Quite a rambunctious little fella.
From bunches.
Can
You
I-
just rest up there.
Have a look at his skin and see if the colours change.
Yeah, make a medicine roll.
that's good.
17 plus 3, 20.
Some of the colour is returning to his face.
Look, Zolan, you're getting better. Even with your heart rate up, you're less red.
That's all I want to hear. So just looking at me.
I don't know.
Shut up.
I'm sniggering again.
Just focus on Gelly. You're gonna be fine.
Some of the nausea that you were feeling
Okay.
before seems to be subsiding. So your adrenaline's still high,
Yeah.
but you don't feel like you're going to vomit anymore.
I'm going to demand somebody to show me. Find a mirror. Find an item that I can see my reflection in.
Okay, Malcolm pulls out his dagger and holds it in front of your face.
Oh, I do look a little better. I do.
Whoa! Blimey! That was good, that wasn't his big booming loud claps as he looks around. And that's going in the book, that is.
I have to be honest, Hauser, that was quite fun.
That was good fun, wasn't it? Love
Wasn't that fun?
No.
that. Thank you very much, little man. You,
Thank you.
I think
I
a thank you's in order.
I begrudgingly thank you for your equipment and
well, don't
assistance.
thank me. Thank your little elf friend over here.
Inspiration.
So he's gonna take the jar that the sap was in, which is now empty,
Yeah.
and he's gonna pour the last of the black liquid in it and cork it for just in case ever.
You
Just in case.
receive a point of inspiration.
Bravo.
Clara, for an excellent
We'll keep you
piece
around.
of herbology.
I don't even in real life. I know nothing about herbology.
Neville Longbottom.
There
he is!
I don't want to be the
Long
Neville.
bottom.
Neville.
Although remember, Neville gets hot.
So
Everyone.
you're gonna
Neville
say
gets
today,
hot.
Man crush.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
we go get that animal then, didn't you?
Do you want to stay here, or are you going to come with us?
Do I look better?
Okay.
I look in the dagger again. Do I look better? Have I seen an improvement since the last time I looked at
I
the
think
dagger?
you look better than you did before.
Since the 12 seconds ago
Yeah.
that you looked previously, there's very little change.
Yeah.
But it could be believed that you're feeling better. But you're unsure because your adrenaline's so high. You're basically mid-panic attack.
I think so, yeah, I think that's for sure.
I'm going to go get some water.
That'd be nice.
There's a well, there's some...
No, so you are used
Holm.
to Holm conjuring
So
food,
I
your
don't-
food
Pisses on
and
me.
water.
I'll go to home.
This episode's
See
disgusting.
if he can get us some water.
I hate you all.
I think he's past the worst, but
Little water?
yeah.
Okay. And he looks around the corner. Open your mouth, little man.
Oh god. Can you put it in this? This, something from my alchemist's kit.
Yes?
Thank you.
What is it? Just a little jar?
Yeah, I guess just a little measuring
Yeah.
device. A
Certainly.
flask or something, yeah.
And he just comes over to it, and as he looks down inside it, he just looks at the jar, and water just flows through his entire face,
Oh
just rapidly down into this jar, like a cloud has just burst, just suddenly, and just as soon as it, No sooner as it's begun, it's stopped, and it's just filled up with jar, and your hands are all wet as well.
Is this usual?
Yeah.
This is usual.
Yeah.
You being serious?
Yeah.
I'm in the background, like really trying to push the water out of my face, but getting nowhere.
Anybody else thirsty?
Like Non from Superman 2.
A few. You probably are thirsty. A few of you. Those of you who haven't been drinking from a water skin. So he happily offers anybody that wants it face water.
I'll have a glass of face water.
Yeah. He comes again over.
I'll wait for Malcolm to drink
Floods
Yeah,
up.
I-
his face.
before I drink.
I'm used to this. I'll drink
Oh,
some
yeah.
of the water.
Clary just grabs Zolan's jar and drinks out of that. Yeah. You can strength check me if you want, little man.
I will contest it! I am going to contest it!
Oh no!
Oh, it's a 2.
It's I got 3! Fuck you! I drink it and I smash my glass on the floor. Do I look any better? Do I look in the dagger? Do I look any better?
Some of the swelling is certainly receding.
Thank God.
Seems to be working.
I'm happy with
Thank you, guys.
that. I might have failed, but I'm happy. So angry.
Holm just steps in your puddle of vomit.
Oh.
A 3-foot
With his bare
Excuse- Oh God!
3-foot geriatric just out wrestled you.
Oh, how does he respond to
It
it?
was a
Doesn't
slip.
notice.
Was it
Oh,
Or
slip?
right.
if he does, he doesn't react.
Oh, I don't say anything then.
Okay.
He's not wearing any shoes either.
Yeah, he's just
oozing up
just
between his toe.
To the Dale?
Oh,
How do you feel? Do you feel like you can come with us?
We can carry you.
I feel better. I don't need to be carried. I just need time to clear my head.
Are you
I
sure
will-
you're so small?
Let's go. Pricks.
So-
I'll lead the way. I'll storm off.
Careful!
Fuck you.
And the group of you head off
Yeah, we'll follow him.
back towards the dell.
Home, if-
I've already wandered into Nollis. I'm just like poking him a little bit.
Yeah.
Still in awe of this
Patience of
human herbalism. Just, ooh. And then just like slips into the gill.
the
Now
pace.
leave. Now leave.
The pace has solidified just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Just
Don't lick your finger afterwards.
Clara over his shoulder just as he's leaving. Home, if we're not back in 2 days, come and find us.
2 days? I was thinking 2 hours.
We might require a long rest. And
Okay. Take care.
Hopefully we'll be back soon.
Hom.
He didn't react. You beat him.
Oh!
But it's a hollow victory because he didn't react.
Did I see it?
No, you
No,
still.
you
Oh,
keep going.
it's okay.
Halfway to the dozy.
Yeah.
I would have knowingly given you a nod.
You've grumped off.
It's fine. I have grumped off.
Tiny little stomps.
Yeah, and I've hurt my butt.
So you head back out of the monastery area,
Yeah.
back past the dozy tree.
Do we go past the garden?
You certainly go past a junction. There is a
Oh, we're
turn
not
right
walking
to the
past.
the
Oh, no,
garden.
I won't. I'll get off my way to the garden.
Mhm.
I was going to kick House's fence if that was the case. We're not going past it, so it's fine.
And then you continue
Angry little man.
further along, back to this makeshift bivouac with the overhanging tree.
Still with the rope.
Yeah.
I think you collected the
We
rope.
collected the rope.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. It's actually no. It's
Well, that was my rope,
it's Nollis's.
guys.
sorry.
No,
Oh.
no. So I put another one down.
Ah, yes, because the rope that we tied up Tomty with was
Was
Nollis's
Nollis's
rope,
rope.
which I imagine is scaled. It's almost like a fish's tail.
I imagine
Oh.
it's like you know the kind of rope you got on a buoy that's covered in seaweed.
Oh yeah.
Or like
Oh,
a
nice.
string of like mussels. You grow them on a rope,
Samples.
covered in barnacles and
cool.
mussels.
Oh, that would count
Too.
Cool. So yeah, we're standing at this ledge.
Looking down into the dell.
Once again, you see this familiar.
We could all die right now, climbing down.
You see the familiar sight of the deer that's lying dead on top of this mound. It's blooded, more bloodied than last time you saw it.
I guess other animals been eating it. Zolan, when we were fighting Tomty, I know you're. Zolan,
I'm not looking at him. I'm looking beside you. I'm listening.
mate, I got puppies. I know what it's like when someone doesn't listen to me. Zolan,
Yes.
you are a skilled climber. Could you help us down?
I go. Angrily slamming in my pitons into the wall as I descend. And I guess lowering a rope with me, tying a rope.
You look much better.
Do I? Do I?
Anger,
I get a little happy about that.
Anger is making you healthy.
So you're putting your pitons into the wall.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can climb
And
down.
Yeah.
then to make a makeshift.
I guess, yeah. I'll leave them there as well. We won't remove them. In case we're going to come back this way. Hopefully,
A
the
quick
skill will be there. That'll
So
be glad,
just
yeah.
roll with advantage on your way down.
What am I rolling for?
Athletics.
Athletics. That was 11.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Oh,
So
lovely.
relatively easy with those in. You can get down there quite happily.
Great.
Okay, I'll
And
follow him
the
down.
rest of you, yeah, if you're all doing the same thing, you can all roll with advantage
Oh, good.
against your athletics.
That's
With advantage.
With advantage.
11 for me.
It's good enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can descend relatively easily.
19.
Easy.
16.
Yeah, all of you make it down without too much bother, thanks to your pitons.
Oh,
Makes a
wonderful.
change.
And the rope is.
Yeah.
And if you set the rope as well, yeah, that can be there as well. No
So
problem.
if we do an escape, 2 of us can go. It's fine.
Okay,
Okay.
You're down in the dell, and once again you have this tree line angling in from your left. This mound just slightly to your right in front of you, where this deer was lying on the top, and you can make out from just where the tree line ends, you can make out the antlers of this other white stag that you saw previously.
I don't want to look in that direction.
We're going to have to go in that direction, I think.
Not necessarily. We're just trying to find an animal. We don't-
Clara stomps off in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow Clara.
Yeah.
Spicy these. Too spicy. For my liking.
What's the smallest animal you can think of in this forest, in this dell?
Well, I don't know about the animals down here in the forest. The hamsters that
Well,
attacked us, the mole hamsters that attacked us, they're about the smallest thing.
I think Zolan's face was a little bit white in that.
But down here in the dell, I don't know. It's all different. I mean, the two deer. Don't see those anywhere else.
You're
This
not
is
going to see
the
them
only-
again.
Sick burn.
I'm sorry, they're dead.
Bit much.
Okay.
Bit much.
Are there any trees around that we could like climb to get up and and have a little look at the forest? See if we can have a lay of the land.
So to
there
your
anything?
left, immediately as you descend, there is this tree line which starts next to you and then angles inwards ahead of
Is
you.
there any real nice tall ones? That
Yeah, they're
might
all
get an
they're all.
advantage?
You know, there's a good tree line there.
If you go up that tree, are we going to be able to get you back down here? So is that going to be used
Well,
for a week?
Depends what I see up the tree.
Is it
Dragon.
covered in blue moss? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it on.
Yeah.
I'll take the tree on.
So you
Could be alright.
start to climb
Yeah.
one of these trees. If you would like to make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
Well.
Carrying up the side of the cliff as well.
Okay. Do you remember the effect?
Yeah.
You once again feel
Red Swan
this
steak.
chill.
Sure.
Yeah, you
Sure,
once
right,
again
right,
feel
somewhere.
this chill as it
Oh, fucking hell.
as it pains
So
you, as
cold.
it shoots, this icy chill shoots into your
Yeah.
left arm, up your arm for a moment, and
Have a
makes
heart
you
attack, drop
recoil
from
the first
tree.
time you touch it,
Yeah.
and then once again as you touch the tree again, you don't feel this.
Yeah. I'll climb up.
I'm thinking fast. Face.
Fast
Oh, it
face.
looks like you're having a stroke.
Oh, does it? Like, uh-oh. Oh, you're changing the music then. I descend. No, I'll climb. I'll climb up until I can look out above the canopy. That's the plan. Get above the
Can
canopy.
you see any animals from up there? Can you see anything that...
Can I see anything?
So as you get to the very top, and you look out to the west of this dell, and you can see for the first time this warm air just brushes against your skin for the first time, even while you're on the top of one of this cold tree, in amongst these blue mossy leaves. You get this warm rush of air for the first time. Gives you goosebumps and provides a welcome relief from the icy forest. And as you look up, you see proper sunlight for the first time. There's a clearing where the canopy breaks. The relentless blue just wanes. It's a clearing, but for a few dotted, mossless trees within the dell, which continues for more than 100 feet to the west. Still enclosed on the south and the north. And a dense tree line to the west is just in front of another one of these sheer faces. So you're in a huge four-sided secluded dell here. Halfway along the northern rock face, a gentle waterfall plunges into a rounded 50 by 15 foot pool. The ripples glisten in the sunlight. For a moment, the scene is still and picturesque.
Beautiful.
And we will take a quick intermission at this point.
The important phrase to remember there is for the moment.
For the moment.
Water dragon.
Intermission.
Any creature. Objective. Any creature. And then leave.
We lost the guy that can.
Yeah, I
as
know.
well.
And the guy's electric and thus has advantage
Yeah.
against anything
Yeah,
that's
so
How do we
water.
plan to restrain
Oh no, my Pokemon
a
cards.
water
Yeah, exactly.
dragon?
I know Pikachu.
We're
These
not
are the live.
planning on restraining the. We're not going anywhere near the water dragon.
I will give you a few minutes.
Hello, everyone in
Lovely.
the chat. Hello, I have the I have the Android phone of truth in front of me, in which all of your messages are beamed right into my brain box, and thus I can answer them. So feel
Is
free.
that what that noise was?
Exactly. Yes.
I've got a question for you, Josh.
Yeah.
You wearing new glasses today?
New glasses.
Yeah, you wearing new glasses? No.
No,
Thank you.
no, these glasses are covered in.
That's all.
Okay.
No, we don't know if you exist. We're just going by what Josh says.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah,
be
we
making
can have a
all
look.
this up.
I can get Twitch on my phone just for you, Carl.
Oh, what people? Hey, what people don't want to talk? They don't want to talk to me.
Well, I don't know if we're streaming to anyone. These could be the voices in your head, for all I know.
Sad face.
What questions have we got then, my boy?
There's no questions as of yet.
How did you meet?
Yeah. Oh, why is Zolan such a whiny bitch? No. No,
I'm not afraid to burn you all alive.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, no questions as of yet, which is fine because we do this every week, and thus they've probably asked us most of the questions they have.
There's always more questions.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's have a look.
I'm scared.
Oh,
I'm scared.
What pets? Who'd your characters get if they could? Would your characters get if they could?
question! Not that
What pets would they get? I feel. Oh gosh. So this is not what familiar he would have, but what pet he would have, because therefore no spoilers. I feel like Claro is probably like a street dog kind of guy. You know, like a real skinny, worn-out street dog that he found on like the streets of Equa.
Oh.
And he would take that in. He doesn't own that dog, but that's the kind of pet he'd have. What would Malcolm have?
I don't know. I get the feeling that Malcolm's not really a pet kind of guy. If anything, he might have a mouse or something like that he sort of
In his beard.
or in his beard, or
In his
something that while he's been living in the forest, maybe a squirrel that he's been playing squirrel fishing with. But yeah, he's not really a sort of
Squirrel
pet kind
fishing.
of guy. Ever tried squirrel fishing?
What's squirrel fishing?
Piece of string.
Yeah.
Some nuts.
Oh, and you fish for a squirrel.
you fish
Oh,
for-
that's
see
cool.
how close you can get
Yeah.
squirrels to come.
That's
and
a
sit in-
great
sit in
game.
the hut.
Yeah. What would Zolan have?
slow worm.
I like that.
They might be
Yeah.
slow worms might be native to this country, so they might have to Google a slow worm.
Lives life at the same pace as they.
Yeah, it's almost like a snake, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's in between. It's like a.
I don't know anything about slow worms.
My dad.
Actually, reptiles, aren't
Are
they?
they reptiles?
They are
Are they
reptiles.
snaky?
Yeah, they're
My-
reptiles, even though they have no feet. They are a reptile.
I came home from school one day and my dad said he'd caught a snake, right?
Oh,
And
right,
it
yeah.
was in an old cream container. I opened the top on it and it was a slow worm. And I was like, it doesn't look like a snake. I phoned my girlfriend and I was just like, it's brown and it looks happy. She was like, it's not a snake. And we let it go in the garden. He was like, oh, it's a snake. And it just slithered away and it almost, maybe in my mind's eye, it was like, cheers.
Cheers.
It was really cool.
Because the only time I've ever seen a slow worm is it's very flat and very dry in the middle of a country lane. I don't think I've ever actually seen a live slow worm.
Yeah, I used to have slow worms. As a
Um,
kid, they're great.
Cycling to work, you see a lot of roadkill,
Mm.
and you see the decay of that
Yeah.
roadkill
Oh,
day after
horrible.
day after day.
I think we won't ask what Thorin's pet would be. That's
I'd
real.
love an octopus.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh no, this is Thorinir.
Hmm.
Yeah, Carl would love an octopus. I'd love an
They're
octopus.
smart, aren't they?
Yeah, as far as I go, I'm a cat person. You've got your dogs.
Yeah, I like my dogs. Yeah,
I like dogs, but I'm definitely a cat person.
the dogs just sit and look at you, and they're just like, "Why you not play with us?" Like they're just so intense. Hey, how did Comic Con go? It went very well. It was more of a games fair. So it was myself, Jack, and Ollie. Ollie is now incredibly sick. That's why he's not playing with us this session. But yeah, no, it went really well. It was really small. It was probably 300 people footfall. And there was just the three of us, and we had 3 groups of 2 play with us on the table, so nowhere near as big as Taunton. But I love any size of group. Teaching them D&D, it just, I get more out of that than like pretty much anything that I do. So it was so much fun. And the last group was a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old, and it was just like the youngest group we taught. It was so much fun. So yeah, it was great. We're going to be doing Exeter Comic Con next month on the 15th of June. That's going to be a really big one. So if you're around Exeter, come and see us play D&D with us.
If not, we've got the Bristol date.
So
we
Bristol in
changed Bristol date.
October, I believe.
We
it's
have
around-
changed, have we, to October?
Yeah, so it's about 20th of October, I believe.
You're going to make that one, are we? So that's
Yeah.
going to be another full party, potentially.
Yeah,
all at Bristol.
potentially full party, and there's loads of Game of Thrones actors at that one. as well.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it's
Podrick.
I don't know if Pod's going to be there.
No.
Pod is the lad, isn't
not
he?
A-list,
He's a good lad.
not B-list, not C-list, but D-list Game of Thrones actors.
No more Game of Thrones in case we spoil.
Listen,
Let's
we
get straight off the
weren't
topic.
we don't
Read-
work on
read
Game
in
of
the
Thrones.
Yeah, let's get straight on the topic.
Okay, cool. Someone
Yeah,
asked
you'll have
what
to read
music are
more
you
than that,
into?
there's a lot of me.
What music are you into? Sum it up 3 bands. Go, Carl.
Just Thorinir or
No, Carl.
Lou Reed, David Bowie, Nick Cave.
Nice.
Nick Cave. Hall and Oates. You know Hall and Oates?
I know Hall and Oates.
Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who else. I had loads of Hall and Oates on the other day. The Gorillas. I had the Gorillas on lately.
Yeah.
They were. I've sent my YouTube playlist. Who else would I have had on there? I listened to a band called Pale Waves lately. It's a bit like 1975, but there's a female lead. They're quite cool. Those 3 at the moment. That's like who I'm listening to.
Nice.
Pale
Yeah.
Waves, Hall and Oates.
I'm trying to
Gorillas.
think of
Rock
music that
80s
people
classic.
know. So
I'm going to appreciate it. It's my mission in life to spread Hall and Oates. Everyone knows the
Spread your
tunes,
oats.
but nobody knows Hall and Oates, and they deserve recognition.
I'm in.
So I listened to.
Mine are
Oh, go ahead.
Marillion, Motorhead, and Jethro Tull.
Nice.
Total.
Classic. Yeah, so I listened to quite a mix. So.
Mysterette's second album.
Who?
Very Halls and Oatesy.
Whose album was?
Mystery Jets.
Oh, I have to listen to it. Very Halls and Oates. Anything that's Halls and Oates is well worth it. Go.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to pick like a select because I listen to like a lot of bands. I'm trying-
Scarpunk. Who's the first that comes to
So
mind?
if I was listening to punk, I'd be listening to Lagwagon.
Never heard of him.
If I was listening to modern music, I'd go a bit Lady Gaga.
Oh, would you really?
I was gonna say Gady Barber. Lady Gaga. I like Lady
Really?
Gaga a
That's
lot.
fair enough. Yeah.
And what else? Just like if I'm just knocking around the garage,
Yeah.
bit of Nightwish. Just like
Really?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have pulled those bands out
Yeah.
of you.
You can't-
Nightwish.
Yeah, I love
That
That
Nightwish.
was left
You
field.
can't go wrong. But then, like, if I'm feeling heavier, like Children of Bodom. You know what I mean?
Bed.
So there are
Aw.
plenty of bands out there.
You're
How about
on
you,
it.
Jack? What do you like?
Just Nightwish.
Just Nightwish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nightwish.
come on, 3 bands, Drac.
Steel Eye Span
Still
are playing at Glastonbury.
Are they?
Oh, that's all
Wow.
right.
Like Still I Span was my wedding song.
Really?
Yeah, still we had.
My brother was very good years ago, very good friends with Matty Pryor.
Oh, really?
In fact, Michelle's dad as
Yeah.
well was good friends with him.
One of my favourite surprises ever was when Still I Span collaborated with Terry Pratchett and made a Discworld album.
Winter
No
Swift.
way.
That was just
Brilliant.
unbelievable.
Mm.
I couldn't believe it. Really good. On that bombshell.
I'm just going to answer a question that has been rise against. Good choice. I'm going to answer a question that's been asked a few times. How did we all meet each other? Jack was in a games group, and that's how you met Stu, King of Painters. And the rest of us, we kind of worked. Well, we worked together. We're around about the area, which is about the place.
I met Stu at a gas station.
Yeah. And we didn't know how nerdy we were until we all started playing D&D together.
I knew how nerdy I was.
I've always been. I hid the truth from myself.
Yeah.
I always knew I was, but
Met
never
Jack when he was
admitted it.
about 8. Didn't realise you were this nerdy.
Yeah.
Until about a year ago.
You did it well.
Yeah. Closet nerd. But raging out of it these days.
Yeah. We've gone full nerd. Okay. Oh, it's hot in here. It's
It's very
extremely
hot.
hot.
All right.
Claro, would you please pass me that mouse?
Oh,
I've left it over
Oh,
there,
is it my
like
pet
some kind
mouse?
of fool. There's
Oh.
still some
Oh, my
AV.
trousers are attached to me. This is not a good feeling.
There's still some AV optimization. Like we shouldn't be passing mice around. We should have key grips and best boys and things like that to do this kind
and
of
the
stuff.
director who's panning between cameras and
Yeah.
all that sort of thing. Okay. It's very hot in the desert.
Just for a second, thought we was missing somebody. I was like, oh no, I'm
Oh.
starting, and I realised.
We miss you, Nolis.
He's at the spa, isn't he? How's a spa?
Yeah.
Having
Having a great
mud
time, I
pack.
think.
Yeah.
People pay a lot of money
I
for
wonder
it.
who he's going to be when that comes off.
That's right, Matthew.
So Zolan, you're atop this tree.
Oh, yes.
The three of you are
What
down.
can you see from up there?
I'll describe what I can see, and I will. Gunning Zolan's too worried about the water dragon. I'm going to point out that there is the water source over that side, and if you're probably going to look for life, generally there's a lot of life around water, and also what else I'd seen with the clearing of blue moss, certain areas, the general size of this, and suggest that maybe we should head to the north and head towards this waterfall. We're probably going to find animals near water.
Yes, but possibly we might also find a dragon near the water, and I would definitely rather avoid a dragon.
Can we believe what
That-
Tomty says? Rufio.
Just trying to make the sound of a generic animal.
I've never heard that.
Does this sound
Generic.
effect sound like a waterfall or just static on the
Waves.
It
mics?
sounds like waves.
Okay.
Yeah,
There-
well, no, waterfall.
Yeah.
Waterfally waves.
There is a waterfall sound effect playing in case anyone claims that there's a static effect.
Maybe
on
it's,
the mic.
maybe it's a little quieter, maybe? Might be a little bit
I'll
quieter.
go with the small waterfall.
Oh.
Better.
Yeah, it's a bit better, yeah. It's just on the back, yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
So you are
You shouldn't
attempting.
look over there, spoilers.
Yeah.
Ah.
You're attempting to.
So yeah, I'm casting the Druid's Craft, harmless sensory effect, sound of a small animal.
Okay.
Generic, just friendly.
Suddenly, from out of the woods,
Kind of
leaps
trying
a
to
generic.
attract another.
Generic. Small, friendly
Small animal.
animal.
Sure. Yeah.
Just throwing it into the air, so just so it comes, it comes.
Mhm.
Should we? Anything come?
Hide and wait.
Just I've crouched now and I'm waiting for it.
You're the one. You're the forest dweller.
I don't know if this will work. It's not my forest.
Okay.
Is there anything in this forest that sounds like what I just did? I
Again.
should have asked you that first.
Again, I have no idea what could be living down here.
I was going for squirrel.
That was a squirrel. Wow.
That's what
Well,
they sound
the
like in my
squirrel's one when you
forest.
got there. Wow. There's fishing for that.
I don't think it's work, guys.
Okay. Should we head north, head towards the stream?
I'll walk behind you. Yeah.
I'm going northwest, maybe into this
Okay.
clearing
well,
of the forest that
okay.
isn't covered in moss. That might be interesting to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
why.
More
that
dozy
is-
trees.
Did I see any dozy trees?
Well, we'll find out when we get closer.
Maybe we will. Yeah. I didn't look that hard.
Yeah,
There's
we'll head-
lots of mossless stuff though.
We'll head
Exactly,
for the clearing
yeah,
where we'll head for the clearing where the mossless trees are. There might be. See if we can find some evidence of animal having gathered there.
Yeah.
We're heading that way.
As you walk around to the north,
Carefully,
the north
watching our
side
step.
of this tree line, if you'd all like to make perception rolls, if that's what you're doing.
Oh. Sad face.
16.
8.
21.
Woo!
5.
You, as you walk around this tree line, you get closer to this white creature lying on the floor, Malcolm. You realise pretty quickly that it's the male stag that you have spent your years watching.
I'm very upset by this.
It's got this unusual swelling, blistering on its body, kind of roundish circles, a few inches across. Look like burns.
Okay.
Didn't look nothing like me, did it? You know, my episode.
You're
Didn't
a bit,
look
you're a bit
anything.
far. You're still at the top of the tree at the moment, so it's
Oh.
out of your eye line.
Yeah, not happy about this, but is there anything I can? Looking at it, is there anything apart from the burns and anything unusual about it? Any?
So you're trying to make just an investigation roll.
I'm not looking for anything in particular. Just this is something that I've looked at from afar for a very long time, and even under these circumstances, looking at it close up, I want to see what I can find out about it. And that is most severely cocked. That's an 8 investigation.
Yes.
That's 10.
10. So, although incredibly sad, there's a kind of a sort of guilty pleasure in seeing it this close up, having never been this close before.
Speaking of that.
The things that strike you are how graceful, large, powerful, beautiful this creature is. Its great big antlers, more impressive up close than you'd realised. And then looking over its body, these burns that have seared away its flesh
There's no other
Looking now.
injuries.
are the striking factor. There's no other injuries at all.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Okay. So you're kind of up against the north.
Are you coming with us, or are you going to stay in your tree?
I'd love to descend actually. I haven't seen anything horrific or frightening, so I'll come down.
Yeah. So you descend. Which side of the trees are you descending on? Because are you descending on the side that you were, or the opposite side?
Yeah, the familiar side to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
So you're on that side, and then you're coming round to catch up with the group.
Yeah.
Where the deer is, basically. Fine. So you see Zolan approaching, and wait for him, I assume, as he comes up towards you. You're between maybe a 10-foot gap between the tree line where you are, and then the north wall of this dell, which is kind of a rocky but clay. It's not one nor the other. There's both materials, but it's a sheer surface just like your other one. And at the top it just seems to be tree line right along it, still these blue trees. And as you guys look to the west now for the first time, the rest of you get this view of this waterfall, which is 40 feet from your position, but it's only 15 foot deep from north to south, but it's probably 45 or 50 feet east to west. So it's a narrowish pool that's relatively long, and then there's this waterfall which is just coming over the edge of this drop off, and then large clearing, a couple of trees here and there that the moth doesn't seem to have taken to. And then up above you now, as the tree line falls away, you've got this clearing for the first time in a day or so. You can see the sky.
These trees that haven't taken the moss, are there any near us, or do we have to go close to this this waterfall?
So there's kind of 3 trees. There's one tree which is towards the opposite end of the waterfall, and then there's 2 that are clustered right close together on the near side of the waterfall. So
Cool.
but right next to it.
We'll approach those very,
Yeah.
very
I
carefully.
think we'll approach whatever the closest one of those is as slow as possible.
Okay.
Maybe even stealthing, so
As
down low.
stealthing, yeah. So if you'd like to make a stealth roll,
I've done that for a while, have you?
well, if you're all stealthing,
1.
yeah, not stealthy.
No, so very loud.
6.
Is there any point?
Oh, +5 though. 11.
9.
13.
So a couple of us are being sneaky.
Why are you so noisy, Clara?
La 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 la, oh look a tree, la la la. He's kind of overdoing it. You know when you kind of step. He's thinking
Stage
so much
stealthing.
about being quiet. He's walking all wrong, and basically he's just real soul striking the ground. And so it's dead obvious to any birds or animals or anything around.
You haven't realised that you're going ba-bum, 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 ba-bum.
Yeah, like a few steps back, a few steps forwards, a few steps back. Yeah.
So as you walk loudly towards this, as maybe you're touching the wall and a rock falls down,
Yeah.
and it just crumbles along the cliff face. You all, pretty much at the same time, notice the red head of a creature pop out on the far side of the lake, and it's only a head at the moment.
Big
It's
head, small head, you know, like house-sized head.
it's
Human head?
a little bit bigger than a
Like that?
humanoid head, a little bit bigger, and it
Bigger?
looks in some form to be reptilian. And it pops up. Its eyelid blinks over its protruding black eyeball, lizard-like fashion, and it just has. And it turns its head, and it just has one eye, just looking toward you.
What's a dragon?
You think? I was expecting something a bit bigger.
It's pretty potent. It's killing animals in the area.
We don't know that it's that that's killing the animals for sure.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Can I roll
Okay.
to see what it is? Have I ever seen it before? Read a book about it before? Can
You can
I
make.
try and identify it?
So if you can go nature or history. So if you think you're just trying to recall from a
I'll
book, then
probably
it's
recall
history.
from a
Yeah.
book,
So go history
I
roll.
think. 10.
10. Doesn't look amazingly dissimilar to those lizards you saw the other day,
The little bastards.
but way bigger
Oh,
and
Cool.
a different colour.
I mean,
I don't think it's a dragon. guys.
I've never seen it in the Dell before.
This is not a creature you've seen before.
Hmm.
And you're all just stopped and
Yeah.
stood.
It's in the woods so it's just sort of sticking its head out of the woods on the far side of the river.
That's it.
Looking threatening?
So it's not a river. It's a
Oh,
it's a
sorry,
still kind of pool where the
Yeah.
waterfall's
it's not-
descending into.
It's not poking its head out of the water. It's poking its head out of the woods.
No, it's poking its head out of the water,
Okay.
Oh.
but it's not a river. It's a
Yeah,
pool.
It's a pool.
Right.
It's going to have a look.
Well, it knows we're here.
Yeah, we're probably best off approaching. Full stop.
Should we send Nolus? Not Nolus, he's not here! Thorin
Yeah,
here.
I'll
Can you talk to animals?
I'll approach.
Can you peacefully? I'll give him some
I'm
rope.
going to peacefully approach
You want some rope?
Okay.
this thing.
So if you make an animal handling roll,
Oh dear.
I'm going to ask for advantage. Sometimes it happens.
So it's a 7.
so it seems to duck its head back under the water for a moment, and then, as it sees you coming a bit closer, and then for the first time it exits the water. It's long, slender, lizard-like but shiny reptilian body. It's flat. It's not a big creature. It's quite flat. But as you see it come out of the water, you see it's quite long. It's looking probably its body and head alone kind of 6 foot, and then its tail adding on a few feet, 3-4 feet as well. It's vibrant, shiny red, smooth body. There's no hard lines to it. It's very smooth and rounded all over. Little reptilian webbed feet, and it's dotted black. So mainly this vibrant red, but with these black spots all over, and it just crawls out of the water. And just it's got this kind of almost frilly neck, and it just starts to vibrate.
See Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to animals?
So I'm going to go straight in and cast Animal Friendship. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of hyena down. I'm going to blow a kiss of leaves that kind of looks like a kind of hug, and hugs it tight, whirls around it, and if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, this spell fails. Otherwise, it must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by myself for 24 hours.
14.
Yep.
DC.
Oh, he totally nailed me.
Yeah.
Good enough.
You beat me.
Malcolm is very slowly, very carefully reaching behind him and subtly pulling out his quarterstaff.
It recoils its head. You're all looking at it. Roll initiative.
I'm glad we got
It's been nice knowing you guys.
It's alright. This thing's alright. If Mama comes along, I'll be running, I'll tell you now.
I can't wait for my second level spells. That's all.
Okay.
Really could have done with killing some stuff and getting.
Just
Zolan
4
points.
No.
Oh.
and Thorinir
Really good.
It's gonna go well.
18.
and
This is so much.
Claro
17.
Much spicy stuff on it.
and Malcolm.
10.
The creature, looking at you, Thorinir, as you've tried to cast this spell, turns to you, and you see these frills vibrating faster and faster in its neck. And just as you're trying to cool it and calm it, it opens its mouth, and out of its mouth spits this burst of liquid.
Not silver, I hope.
And that's don't know.
Water-coloured liquid. 18 to hit.
Oh gosh. I imagine that hits.
We asked you your AC today, didn't we? And you didn't know.
And it's 13.
There we go. It's good.
It is going to do 20 fire damage.
Whoa!
Well, I'm down.
It shoots
This is like a fire dragon.
as it hits you.
It's not a
This
water dragon.
scalding water dissipates all over you, and
Malcolm and Clara
in effect,
180
you
degrees.
feel
Disappear into the forest.
you feel this
Ever seen the
searing
moon?
heat, this temperature just blast through your chest. Your
Right.
your top burns away, and your chest, the flesh on it is seared. In
Already
effect,
is.
molten.
Already is, no effect.
You feel your body just recoil, and you fall down to the ground as your whole body overheats. You pass out to the floor.
Well,
That's
This
a good
creep-
start.
That was quick.
The creature goes back and dips its head into the water again.
Malcolm, Oh no, it's not my turn, is it?
I think it's reloading.
Thorinir, can you make your first death
Already?
saving throw?
Come
Oh
on.
my god. 20.
Straight away.
It's a 2.
That is a
Bad 2.
one
fail. It's only one fail,
failed
that's right.
saving throw.
Not a 1. Fuck, I ain't going.
You can help him.
What can I do?
Claro.
Cool. So having witnessed his friend just rinsed in one shot, he's got the fear of death in him. He closes his
The
eyes.
creature's about 70 feet from you, just so you understand, and Thorin is probably 40 feet.
It's fine. He closes his eyes, and he's shocked in fear, and he's shaking. He's afraid, and as he's shaking, he seems to be shaking a lot more than you would expect a humanoid to shake, and he starts to phase in and out of himself again. You've seen this before, and he just runs for Thorinir. Thorinir! He's cast a spell, Expeditious Retreat, so this gives him dash as a bonus action. So we can move real quick. I can move 30 feet. I'm going to take dash to get another set of movement. So 10 feet up to Thorinir, and then I have 20 feet worth of movement left. I want to drag him. with my movement.
Sure, so that will be halved, so you'll get him 10 feet back towards you. So you see this blurry figure as zooming past you all super quick. So you've moved 30.
Yeah.
You cast your spell, which gives you
Another 30.
another 30.
And it was 10 to him, and then I had 20 left.
Moved in.
And how long does that last for?
It is Expeditious Retreat. 10 minutes concentration.
10 minutes. So you've got, in effect, you've got that every turn?
Yeah.
For 10 minutes.
As a bonus.
As a concentration, as
Yeah.
a bonus action. Yeah. Got it. So you've dragged him back to the... Run down to him, you see he's in pain.
I'm not in pain.
Oh, you see he was in pain as he landed.
He's certainly not in pain
And
anymore.
Very
He's
much
not in,
past now.
yeah,
right
he's
now.
not in anything.
You're dragging him back, and
Back
you're
towards
basically you're
the
at
team.
one end of the pool.
Yeah.
The creature's at the other end of the
Okay.
pool. As you're looking at Thorinir, you see this perfect spherical mark on his top, and you see his skin that's already flaking away, exactly like on the other two creatures.
Okay. Yeah.
Dragon. Yeah, so
Just
you're
like the
dragging it back.
lizard you saw, he said.
Malcolm,
So how far now am I from Claro and Thorinir?
they are just over 30 feet from you.
Right, I've got 40 feet of movement, so I can get to them, and I will then aid Claro with moving him on his next turn, if that's possible. So
Yeah, so I'm happy that the two of you can carry him at normal speed together.
Yeah.
But you might get
'Cause you've got your-
disadvantage on things, you
You've
know.
got your speedy movement. I can move 40 feet.
You're
so
a monk.
Yeah,
But it's
Everyone's
gonna,
good.
basically it's using both your hands, so if
Yeah,
there's
so
anything you're
that's
doing with your
fine.
hands,
That's fine.
yeah.
we're going to get him. So
Let's just get out of
says,
there.
yeah, Malcolm says to Claire, right, come on, we get him back to the woods, back
Yeah.
into the forest.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting 25 fire damage. That's
That was-
insane.
yeah, that's just,
So you can get to him with
this is
your
only a little one.
you can get to him just with your movement,
Yeah.
technically, and you're using you don't really need to take an action to pick to
No. That's all I'm going to do. I
Yeah.
can't do anything.
find. So
like
you can't.
that, so
You're just kind of ready. You carry. You've got
Yeah.
him there carrying him with Claro. In effect, what I'll let you do is basically ready a carry action,
Yeah,
as
okay.
it were, so that
See
when
inside.
you move at the same time.
I've grabbed his legs or something.
Yeah.
Team.
Zolan, you're the furthest back. You see these two carrying Thorinir back towards them, and then you can see this lizard creature with his head back in the
I
water.
can't help, I run away. I can't.
Yeah.
That's what I can do.
Okay.
There
So
is
I'm
stuff
just-
that you can help.
At one point, I'll be left behind, so I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
I'm running.
So
I'm
just running back the way you
I'm
came.
assuming that they're going to be sensible
so
enough
tempted to meta,
to
by the way.
run, so I'm running.
What's your 25?
25 speed.
But you're dashing, I'm assuming.
Oh, I can dash, yeah. I'll dash.
Yeah. So you can get right the way back round the tree line,
Oh, I'm
out of
out.
sight, so you're back near where the mound is and the white deer.
Perfect.
It's because I was mocking your face, wasn't it?
Was that?
This is because I was mocking your face.
I don't care that much for you guys at the moment, to be honest. So,
The,
I assume you're all skilled enough to run away from the dragon.
you're mostly concentrating.
Bruiser Robin.
You're mostly concentrating on Thorinir, but over your shoulder you can see this creature again coming out of the water,
No.
and it's vibrating its frills again, very very
So
quickly.
it was quite cute the first time it did it.
It looked like you could tell from the first time. It looks like it takes just a moment to get enough whatever it is that it's trying to do.
And while we're
Mocking a loogie.
Yeah.
while we're in between turns, I'd like to give you my inspiration, just in case you need it.
I believe you might already.
Yeah, no, I've
still
got
inspiration.
one. Don't worry.
We're good.
Wait, can I use that on death saving stuff?
Yes.
I guess so. Yeah, you can use it on.
Any roll?
Better use it on the next one.
You're
Thumb.
1d1.
Yeah.
Thorinir. Death save.
Oh. Oh, my dice is on a 20. I just kind of nudged it with my hand.
Does that count?
So I'm going to use my inspiration right now to re-roll that one.
Oh, for heaven's
But it didn't
sake.
help. It was a 4.
Okay. We go. So Thorin, you can feel Thorinir. You can actually see this blood coming out of his body, and you can see the pain. You know, you can see.
Fountain.
You can
If
hear.
someone had stayed close, they could
Wheezing.
stabilise him when we got him to him, but they didn't. They just ran away.
You can hear him
I
wheezing.
realise that, and I love
Breath.
it still.
Breathless.
Don't worry.
We go to Claro.
Cool. He's
Well, shouldn't we be acting together? So we're basically both.
yeah, we're carrying him.
Picking
in
up,
the
we're
speed.
hauling us out of there.
Sure.
Straight for the beeline for the tree line.
Yeah, so I'm moving at my normal speed, so carrying him at 30. I have my expeditious retreat, but I can't use that, I guess, because I'm hooked up to Malcolm.
If you
I
you
can
could do it, you could break away from him,
I
but
can move
yeah.
fast though.
Could I use his extra 10 foot with my retreat to get 40 foot away? So it's, but we're basically both moving at his speed as opposed to at my speed.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, in effect, so your normal speed's 40, isn't it? So you can get 40.
Cool, and I haven't used an action yet.
No.
So I'd like to use my action to attempt to stabilise.
Oh,
Warrior.
really?
Yeah. Well, I'm just. I've got a handful of the Maylock. I was just stuffing it in his face.
Sure.
Maybe on the
Maylock.
wound. Maybe on the wound would be a better place to stuff
And
it.
by the face, I mean the chest
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
wound. Yeah.
And you lose your hand.
Oh,
It's
no.
completely
hollow
just
inside.
Suck it in.
So you get nearly all the way to the tree. You're basically where you saw the white stag. You're
Yeah.
just before that. You're maybe a few feet away from where
Okay.
he is, and you're using the Maylock
Yeah.
on Thorinir's wound,
Yeah.
trying to seal it. You're rubbing the powder into the wound, very bloodied. Just about seems to be doing the trick. You start to see some of the.
It's a weird sight because it looks like it's going all over him, right? Because there's one arm coming down the middle, rubbing it in, but then there's all these other arms, some that have missed and some that are just kind of thinking, and they're all over the place.
That's what an arm looks like when it's thinking.
They're just kind of like.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Adam's family, I'm thinking.
Yeah. So you've already used your movement because we did that together.
Yeah. There's not really an awful lot I can do.
Are you stable now?
I've got no.
Dunno.
Oh, is he
Is he
stable?
stable? I
He
guess
is, yeah,
he's
absolutely.
stable.
Yeah, so
Nice.
you're, sorry, yeah, the Maylock's stable. Yeah.
You're not
Well,
away.
it had to be somebody.
But I still expel that.
Yeah.
Oh, Maylock.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
There's
You can
not
rub off
an
your
awful
saves,
lot
but
I
they
can
don't
do
persist.
really. I'm still aiding in the carrying.
Well, no,
and
just 0.
Yeah, you'd have a 0 if you don't.
Um, shouting to Zolan to get back, see if he can help.
I'm sure you're probably only about 10 foot away from it at the moment,
Yeah.
aren't you?
You're the other side of the tree line.
Catch you up,
Um,
hit him with a staff.
Yeah, they're about 20 feet away from you, but around the corner, basically.
Is it my turn? Oh no, sorry.
So I shout, yeah, Zolan, come back here. We need your help.
Cool.
Zolan.
Is there a dragon coming? Or look around? Can I
So-
see anything coming this way?
From where you are,
Yeah.
You get a feeling your friends are just around the corner.
Friends.
Friends. The people you found yourself with are around the corner.
You gain consciousness and you're in a hotel in Brogan.
You're welcome to make a perception roll.
Yes, please.
A bearded, hooded man is standing over you, holding a quarterstaff in a golf swing pose.
It is 16.
16. You're sure your friends are just around the corner.
Yeah.
You cannot, other than this mound and this dead white deer next to you, there doesn't seem to be any obvious movement elsewhere.
Have I got any line of sight to the pool?
Not back to the pool. No, you're around the corner in that first area.
I'm only going to go back to the corner at the moment to look.
Yep, so as you do that, you see your friend desperately running towards you, both holding on to Thorinir just 10 feet away. You're one side of the stag, they're just the other side of the stag.
And can I see a dragon?
You can see the red creature. It's close to. It's nearing 100 feet away from.
Is it chasing at the
It's
moment?
stood exactly where it was. Its frills vibrating quickly.
I'm going to wait on this corner until you guys get around here, because if the cannonball hits, I don't want to hit 4 people.
You don't want it to hit you.
I don't want
is
to.
what you
I don't want to let me know at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait on my corner.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just not doing anything. Just
No,
waiting there.
I'm not gonna shoot. No, just gonna
No problem.
wait for the guys to catch up.
The creature again releases this blast of water from its mouth. As you notice this particularly, Zolan. It comes towards you all, but it drops short of your position.
Thanks, friends.
Again.
It probably hits the trail of wee that we've left.
So this time it walks towards you along the skirts along the outside of the pool, just hugs the pool, and just moves itself closer to your position.
Yeah. So this is when you've done a good job of retreating, and your DM's like, let's make it more interesting.
We go to Thorinir.
What do I do now?
You can't do anything. We go to Claro.
Cool. I have no healing spells or anything. Sorry.
Fine. Just dump me in a bush somewhere.
Okay. Actually, so still dragging him, but I know he's going to be much quicker if I can just get him on foot. So throw him down on the ground. Hand on his chest.
Are you? So at the moment you're still within the eyesight of the salamander creature. That's where you're.
Cool. Yeah, we do movement to get out of range. even if it's just half movement, it's going to be 15 foot. But I'm still concentrating, so I don't know what you want to give me in terms of movement. I want to get him as far out of the way as possible.
Sure. Are you moving fully with him? So you can go.
Basically, we want to get out of line of sight.
Yeah, you can go 40 if you're using your bonus action as well
to get out of sight.
To get out of sight, so you can go right around the corner, past even where Zolan is.
Cool. So I flop him onto the ground. After that, put my hand to his chest, and I close my eyes, and I say, "Help him," just to myself. And the skull appears in the darkness and flexes away. And Zolan, you are going to.
Where am I going?
Not Zolan. Okay.
Where am I going?
Someone's going straight to hell.
I'm going to Disneyland.
Oh, actually, no. I tell you what, it doesn't work. It's not a touch spell. Sorry, I can't do it. I say it and it does nothing.
Touching me when I'm all unconscious.
Yeah, no, it only works on myself. I was going to try false life, but I can't do it to you, mate.
That's right.
Apologies. So, no, I'm not going to bolster him. We just drag him.
Done enough to drag me out of the...
Yeah, that's it for my actions.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Malcolm?
I'm still helping to drag Thorinir. Let's have a quick look round the mound as we drop out of sight to see if the creature is still following us.
So you've used your movement already to get out of sight, so you can't, from where you are, you can't see it.
Okay. How far are we now from the cliff?
Where the rope and the pitons are. You're pretty close, yeah, probably 35 feet.
glad we left that rope there.
Okay. So I'm going to make a run for the wall.
Okay, you're leaving him with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to climb up. I'm going to start to climb up the wall.
Save yourself, Malcolm.
No, I'm going to. I'm going to shout as I'm climbing up.
Well,
Again.
before to get there, you'll have to use your dash because you already used your movement.
Okay.
So your action will be your dash, which will get you there, and you can just about begin climbing it. So you're kind
Okay.
of.
And I'll shout over my shoulder. Tie him to the rope. I'll haul him up.
Claro is looking at you knowingly.
We didn't notice whether the dragon thing had wings.
Yeah, well, let's get out of it.
Didn't obviously have wings.
Oh, good. Okay. Right.
Solon?
So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm heading for the
Yeah.
pit.
You just about get to the bottom of the pit.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I can get there.
How far are these guys away from the rope, for instance? Have they got movement to get to the pitons in the next action?
Yeah,
Oh,
just about.
I'll walk past them and climb then.
Okay. So you're using a dash
I'll use my dash, yeah, I'll
to
just
get
climb.
as far as
Yeah.
you can. So pretty much all of your movement gets you to where the pitons are,
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
including a dash.
Yeah, cool.
None of you've got line of sight on this creature at the moment.
No.
So we go to back around to Claro as Thorin is still unresponsive.
Cool, so I'm going to carry him to where the rope is. How far's the rope from you? Again?
So it's 35,
Yes.
and you're carrying him by yourself now because Malcolm's run on ahead.
That's fine, so if you make that, half movement,
Yeah. So
I
it's-
can get 5 foot from the rope, carrying him on my own
Yeah, so you
with
just get
my
to the bottom.
bonus action dash.
Sure.
And that's it. Yeah. I would like to, because I'm not going to use my action, I'd at least like to look behind me and see if that.
You can actually use dash still as an action.
Oh, I can still use dash, can't I?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to 5 foot to the rope. I'm going to tie him on, and that's my priority. That's where I'll leave it, and I'll spin round and basically cover the retreat.
Sure. So starting to attach him to the rope as
Yeah.
best you can. Probably can't do it all in that same turn because you already dashed and double dashed.
Dash,
Yeah.
move. Yeah. He is. Yeah.
Malcolm?
Easing in and out.
I'm up. I'm going up the
Just
wall.
starting to climb. Okay. So you pit up via the pitons. So advantage to climb.
It's acrobatics.
Yes.
That's 16.
Sorry, athletics,
Athletics.
via the pitons. Acrobatics for the rope.
So that's 11. So that's 13.
13.
Yeah.
So you can ascend those nice and easily.
Right.
Your movement's 40, so half to 20 as you're climbing, which will get you to the top. So you just kind of get up to the lip there,
Okay, so I shout down, come on, quick, time on.
and you've got a little bit of an action.
I'm just going to get hold of the rope. And I'm looking out across the thing, see if I can see any sign of something red.
So make a perception roll.
Perception, that's 12.
12. So you can make out what you think is this creature, just the other side of, very near where the deer is, but it's kind of behind the tree line. You see kind of the shadow. There's a thin layer of trees just there.
Pretty
Quickly!
certain nothing going to follow.
Quickly!
Zolan.
I'm climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tied on. Doran is tied on.
So you can help if you want to. He's kind of in the process of being tied on.
I'll help tie. If I can help tie and then climb, start a
Yeah.
climb.
So you kind of
Yeah.
with your action, you and Claro can probably get him tied up.
Yeah.
Okay on there, and then you can use your movement to ascend. Your 25 movement.
25, yeah.
So you'll get about halfway if you make your athletics
With advantage
roll.
on the...
With advantage.
I might need him.
That was a cheeky advantage.
9, 16.
16. So you're part way up that wall,
Yeah.
ascending as fast as your little arms will take you.
Quickly, quickly would be better.
At this point, the creature, you realise, is scuttling at full pace. It's running, for want of a better word, it's running as fast as it can towards
Is it
you.
doing this?
It isn't doing that. Isn't it?
Maybe it can't do that and run at the same time. I know I have trouble doing that and running at the same
It
time.
runs round the corner and it's heading straight for you, scuttling with its feet, its long, slender body, snaking through the grass. And it is 20 feet behind you, and you feel that all the hairs on the back of your neck go up as you're trying to ascend the wall as quickly as you can. You've got that horrible feeling that something's behind you.
Red thing coming fast, quickly.
Claro, as Thorin is still down.
Is he tied to the rope?
He is tied to the rope.
And this thing's 20 foot from me.
Yes.
Whatever you're thinking of doing, don't do it. Get up the rope. Get up the wall.
I bet that thing has a lot of HP, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You ain't gonna kill it.
Cool.
You ain't even gonna slow it down.
Thorin is
Get up.
tied on. Cool. I'm gonna go.
You've still got your really fast
Yeah,
movement.
I'm gonna go up. Is there anyone on the pitons at the moment?
Zolan
halfway
is
up.
kind of on
Yeah,
the
he's only
pitons,
little,
yeah.
And you're not gonna let me pass him, or?
You can probably pass through him. You'd have a small chance that you might knock him off.
You climb the rope.
I might push him off. I've ran away. Yeah, I'm gonna climb the rope.
Okay, fine.
Cool.
So can you give me an acrobatics roll
Yeah.
for that one?
It is 18.
18. So 18, you ascend pretty well.
You're Mary
Yeah.
Poppins in
You're
It's 20 foot. I've got 30 speed movement, and I've got my bonus action.
you can get to the top.
Cool.
Yeah.
I still have
While pulling Thorin up behind you.
You can get to the top just without using your action because of your expeditious retreat.
And so I still have my action at the top.
And
Okay.
Malcolm kind of reaches his hand and pulls you up over the lip.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to. Your action's very much. Can I try and just pull up the rope, pull up, and use my action to at least pull Thorin up a bit?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get him in.
Because at the moment he's just bait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dangling on the end of
Maggot on a hook.
So you can.
You sure this thing hasn't got wings?
You can pull it. You can kind of do it in your kind of the normal way you would do things and just pull them up, or you can roll for it, which could have risk reward.
I'm just gonna pull him up.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to start to pull him up. You're going to get him about half the way up just by yourself.
it's
So
10
he's
foot.
going dangling right next to Zolan,
Yeah.
10 foot up on this wall. Zolan,
Keep climbing.
you see? No, sorry, not Zolan.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pull it.
Okay, so you're going to run
Every-
over, and it
everything
says
I've
so you
got.
can use your action as you run over there to get Thorinir up onto the lip. He's still tied to the rope, but he's there
On Zolan up.
on the lip. Now
This is why I ran, because otherwise I would have been probably at the mound of a salamander by now.
So athletics
So-
with advantage.
Oh, good job. Oh, 9, 18.
18.
Yeah.
So you have a little stumble, but then you just manage to get yourself to the top of this. The four of you are now on top of this lip. The creature is down below you, still kind of running in that direction.
Cool.
And
Pull
it,
the rope up in case it can climb.
Well, you're attached
the
to end of
moment-
the rope,
Oh, shit,
so
yeah.
the rope is.
its frills are not vibrating at the moment, and at the moment it is kind of at the bottom of the wall, just almost trying to climb it, but it's got no climbing ability. You can see that quite clearly. But it's just there, almost attacking the wall in the way it's going. It's kind of just running at it persistently. For now, we can drop out of initiative order.
It's right at the bottom of the wall. Cool. Interesting.
Is there anything we can just drop on it?
Oh, like a tree that we've got?
That'd be nice. Yeah, just drop a tree on it.
Yeah. Cool.
Have you got anything that you could use to sort of lift a tree out of the ground and just drop it over the edge?
You would be an incredible mage hand to be able to do that, wouldn't it?
If not, I'm
That'd be
going to go
amazing.
and get Hauser and he can do it.
Yeah. No, I think it's probably best we get out of it.
Yeah.
I want to be a hero, but I also don't want to die. Cool.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to detach Thorinir from the rope, put him over my shoulder, and we're going to head back to the camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the three of you carry Thorinir over your shoulder.
Between
The
us.
two of us.
Probably the two of you and Zolan slightly ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back.
Zolan running along underneath, holding him up. We got him by his hands and his feet, and Zolan's underneath, holding him up like that.
I could try.
You return back past the garden, past the daisy tree, past the lasso traps, back to the monastery area, and
That's very comforting music.
Yeah.
back into the town with Thorinir over your shoulder. Again, you see this this yellow powder that's slightly infusing with the blood,
I can't wait to tell Nollis about this.
and
Oh, I have a feeling you probably know.
nobody at the moment is in the main area.
Okay, I'm gonna call for
Home.
help. Yeah. Medical help! Help! Our friend's down.
Medic!
Holm pops his head out of one side, and Hauser from the other.
Help!
Oh dear! Oh blooming heck! You lot!
Didn't go well.
Your face is looking a lot better now.
Oh,
by the way.
good, yeah. I was going to try and find a chance to ask before
Yeah.
the salamander attacked. But...
Holm comes out. Goodness me! He looks at your chest. Oh, bit of Maylock there. That's coming handy, isn't it?
I told you I needed some.
Well, you can see that. You met the water dragon then, I guess.
Yeah, we know what's been killing the wildlife.
It's too powerful for us. It's
This
a
was
huge
this
creature.
was one hit,
Oh dear.
and yeah,
Can you bring him to me?
yeah.
I'd like to talk to him.
What, the dragon?
Yes.
Well, we tried that, and this was the result.
Where is he?
At the moment, at the bottom of the cliff
In the dell.
in the dell. Right at the
Let's go!
Okay, fine. Fine.
And
It can't be any worse. So yeah, I'll put Thorinir down in front of Hauser and say, yeah, see what you can do for him.
No, you're fingering my gills. And I haven't got gills.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't try looking for any gills.
after
There it is.
so Holm, this way, come on, Bets, we'll be back in a minute. And Hauser comes over to Thorinir, and you will see him just pull at his eyelash, just pull at it, and just pluck a couple of them out. And he wanders back into his hut quickly, and he returns with a little flask of something, and comes back over to Thorinir, and allow me, gently just pulls his jaw back and drips this yellowy concoction into his mouth. And kind of some of it pours down the side, some of it goes in, splutters and gags a little bit, and you regain 9 hit points.
Oh,
Thorinir.
that'll do.
Okay, Claro turns to Hauser. A health potion? A potion that fixes the body?
Yeah, Maud, it's called.
Yeah, I asked you earlier if you had anything in the forest that could help us on our quest, and you held this magical potion from us, Hauser?
Oh, it's not magical, it's just, it's flowers.
How can I make it myself?
Well, you see, and Holm's already running off now into the distance.
I'm going off. I'm following home.
Maybe well, in a minute. And Malcolm heads on. This life has returned to you, feeling this pain still in your chest. You can certainly.
No!
Your clothes are now torn, and this
No!
this powder is into this kind of congealing blood on your chest.
What happened?
Okay,
Did I charm it?
it didn't go so well. Hauser, you will tell me this later.
Oh yeah, no problem. You don't need to ask.
Oh, jeez. I'll pull Thorinir. We've got to go back to the dell.
Oh.
And we follow. I guess I don't know what Zolan's up to. He's a free spirit.
I'll follow, yeah. I am a free spirit. Don't you
I-
get it either.
So Holmes, again, leaping off his knees quite high, and he's bouncy in the way he moves.
He's dead.
And he's
So dead.
jumping, almost jumping towards this creature, kind of skipping. And then the four of you, if you're all following, and Howes is kind of walking a bit slower, but behind. He's not a bouncer. Howes.
Possibly imagine.
The bounder.
He's a bouncer. And so Holm arrives there first of all, and he kind of gets to the edge, and he's peering over. I see the little blighter. Look at him.
I wouldn't
And-
get too close if I was you, especially if his throat starts vibrating.
And the rest of you kind of catch up now, and eventually, as does Hauser, a little bit after the rest of you. And I guess all of you are looking over the edge,
Timidly.
timidly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still kind of scrabbling, and again, it looks up. It angles its body a little bit, tilts itself to the side to get a better look at you with its eye out of its side.
Gooey!
Looks over the edge, and again, it's kind of turning towards, and it's trying to scrabble. It's certainly not doing anything with its neck at the moment.
Claire is kind of trying to he's looking into his mind to see if the magic that's given to him would give him something like magic meteor, but it's not there. He can't pull forward this knowledge to destroy this creature.
Don't want to destroy it.
I want to hit it with a tactical nuclear missile, but I don't have that in my weaponry at the moment.
You need a kill streak of 20 at least.
Yeah.
Before you can do that.
Okay. So you all looking down at this creature. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It certainly doesn't seem to have any obvious route up to you. I need to touch it.
We could lower you down, but it is a dangerous creature.
Yeah. I mean, we can lay you down on the rope, but
Well, either you get me down there or it up here.
No.
okay, off you go.
We were moments from
Yeah,
losing Thorin.
That thing is.
Well, I'm throwing my scepter down at it with a little bit of hyena. I'm trying to cast my animal friendship for a second time.
Sure. Yeah.
Now I really fucking mean it.
Yeah.
This big kind of wind basket has encapsulated it again, and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
It's going to fail.
So, this beast is now charmed for the next 24 hours.
You done that half an hour ago.
I tried.
He got
Yeah.
fried for it.
Yeah, it succeeded the last time.
So the creature, as soon as this scepter, does the scepter fly out again?
Yeah, it flies out. It's just kind of hovering over him with a little basket of leaves around it. Just kind of, it's covered.
So the first time this creature just stays there, it stops scrabbling, and it's just kind of there, semi-motionless, still breathing, but semi-motionless as it stood there.
Thorin, what have you done to it?
Throw the rope down. Bite the rope.
Bring it up here.
And
You lunatic.
no sooner as you say that, Holm runs over to the rope and bites it. And he slides down by his all the way to the bottom.
I was not expecting that.
Quite a little conjurer, Thornir. And he
Sorry
walks.
about that, Richard. I nearly spat my lollipop over you.
It's fine. I didn't get any shrapnel.
That can be good for the Nashers, that. Hauser stood at the top. And he heads down to the bottom. You're all just watching over the edge.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not going down.
And he goes up to it.
They're my friends, but yeah, I'm not going back down there at the moment.
He's wearing his brown smock, and he's got his split grey beard. And he heads down to the creature, and he kind of kneels next to it. He's taller than it, even kneeling. It's a very flat creature. And he looks at it in the eyes. Wonderful spell. He puts his hand slightly cautiously.
There's no way that this thing can break out of that, is it?
It can break out of it if any of us attack it.
Puts his hand just on its head.
Not too hard.
The sound of dice.
Powerful dice.
It's hard to get through to this creature. It's not like speaking with other creatures. Give me a moment. And he tries again a couple more times. And then he puts his second hand on its head. And he just falls to the side. Still kind of kneeling down. And he looks up at you. Get away! Get away from me! Malcolm! Hauser! It's void! And it seems to lose consciousness and just fall to the ground.
Oh dear.
And that is where we will leave.
No! Oh!
Tonight's episode.
Ah, void, yeah. Probably write that down.
Crikey.
Void.
It's the big bad mother truckers. Oh, that's exciting.
I apologise for running.
That's
but
exciting.
we said in the
You
car.
know what? You
if
haven't
Zolan-
gone down.
If Zolan found
You're
a dragon, he said it was running. You're fucking about.
Well, guys,
That's good
Wow.
set.
Five.
That's good
Void.
set.
I don't know.
Oh.
Wow.
So, I believe next week, I think you guys are deciding what's happening in some regard. I think a few people won't be here because we won't have Nollis. I think Clara, we won't necessarily have you next week. Maybe. We're going to see what. I'm not totally sure about you, Thorin, yet or not.
Depends how upset I am about home.
Yeah. But I think we've opened it up to the Discord server for those of you who are on it. If not, ask in chat and they'll hook you up. And we're going to do something different of some kind next week.
Blood Bowl?
So we will see. We will see what that's going to be. And then
We've got Buckaroo.
Oh. Remember we aced Buckaroo because we didn't turn it on?
Yeah. We were really good.
so
This is amazing.
we're light on bodies. So we're going to do something a bit different next week rather than continue the campaign, and then we'll get back on the campaign again very soon. So thank you very much to all our players.
Leave it at that for 2 weeks.
For at least, yeah.
At least
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, God!
But we'll do something to entertain you next week. So same time, same place. Don't worry, Dragoonies. We would not leave you.
Oh.
Thank you everyone once again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
For
you.
thank you for the pictures, and thank you for our new subscriber.
I would love
Yes,
to
very
see
much.
female Zolan.
Yeah.
I
We've already got females in, and we've got.
With
Have
beard.
we?
got a
ugly
princess over
hag. No, that's not on here.
Female Zola. Sorry, why do I keep getting your names wrong this week? Ah!
I'm not gonna fucking know right now.
Because you're not used to staring.
Yeah,
at
I
it.
am not used to it, and we've got no outro this week.
Well, we might do. During the
I
half-term
hope-
interval,
Can they still
I
hear
tried
us
to
if
reload
it's
it.
on the thing?
Yeah, let's
I'll
attempt
do
an
the
outro.
soundtrack.
If it doesn't work, then just
Thank you for tuning
we'll get
in.
that working
Thank
for
you
next
very
week.
you.
much. See you all next week.
Thank you very much, everybody. And
spell?
we have been.
Oh, here we go.
Die rolling.
That's even worse.